Oh my gosh, I almost started talking and I wasn't even unmuted. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm so sorry that I'm late. It's my fault. I used the wrong StreamYard and so I had to delete whatever it is, what it is. Okay. So that's why I'm late. And before we get started, I want to say something really quickly before I bring the girls up. Okay. So we as a team decided to withhold the identity of a couple of the callers. We've done that on purpose. Um, please, if you recognize the caller, please don't put it in the chat. It won't do you any good. I have blocked the name from the chat. That's how we decided to do it. We want to make sure that we're following YouTube's guidelines in terms of service. So that is why we did that. You can't do it at all. Like, it won't go through. I've blocked it, and it won't go through after the video either with the comments. So please, let's all just let's just get to it, right? Okay, so I'm going to exactly, cray. I'm going to add Jen. Allie dropped off for just a second. I'm sure she will be back. And then we'll get started. Okay, I'm going to add Jen to the stage. Also, before I forget to the mods, please don't drop any of the PayPal or Cash App links. If anybody wants to give either me or Allie or Jen a tip, Crime Curious Jen a tip, our links to are on our about sections. Okay, so YouTube is enforcing that, and I don't want to get in trouble. I've already been demonetized once, and I don't need that smoke. So here we go. I'm adding Jen and Allie to the stage. Hello.
Allie says delayed.
I know. I'm just so frustrated. I couldn't hear a word you said because my freaking internet is just ridiculous. So I'm here, though. I'm sorry, and hopefully I'm not delayed too bad.
No, you're fine. I don't hear a delay.
Okay, good, because when I am, I can't really speak. So.
No, but this time you're going to speak. Just interrupt. I don't even care. I'll just stop because I know that you're on a delay. So I'll just stop talking.
Okay.
I'm not even going to sweat it.
Okay. Yeah, I scrubbed my floors all day today.
Started?
Just a little. Yes, but just a little mom frustration, because I know you will feel it and the chat will too. I scrubbed my floors forever today, and they look really great. My house smells great. It's cute. And just now, Bentley walked through the entire house with an ice cream sandwich dripping on the floors. There is a trail through my house of ice cream sandwich. I was like, so.
Oh, Bentley.
Yeah.
Oh, Bentley. I don't even think I can get you out of this one, buddy. I'm sorry.
It's okay, but yeah. So
Teacup Crafton says, I'm just going to assume the redacted call names are hiding out from the Volturi.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you say about that? I didn't hear you.
I said that we, as a team, decided to redact a name on two of the calls that we're going to play tonight, because we're going to make sure that we're in line with YouTube's terms of service and community guidelines, and that the name, please don't try to guess at it. Don't put it in the chat. It won't work anyways because I blocked the name.
Right. So thank you. Yes, perfect.
It's on that can't be,
shall not be named or whatever.
Correct. It's just, that's how it's going to be. It's not even that big of a deal. We're just trying to stay within the terms of service and community guidelines, because like I said, I've already been demonetized once, and I don't want that smoke. I don't want to have to deal with that again. That video took my whole soul. I don't think I have another video. I don't think I have another appeal video in me not for a while.
Right.
All right. So,
okay.
Yeah. So that is the first call. That's the one we're going to start with. I'm going to add it to the stage. And without further ado, here we go. Everybody ready? You ready, Jen? Ready, Allie?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right. Let me mute.
Yeah.
How are you? How's your dad?
Oh, he's really sick right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Nothing better?
Oh, no. He starts hardcore radiation here soon. Right now, he's on injections in pill form, but they wanted him to be on it a couple months before the surgery.
Oh.
And as March 3rd, we start every day for 4 months radiation. I have to drive 30 miles each way.
Yeah, I just wanted you to know I had been like praying about it, and so I wanted to call you to tell you.
Oh, thank you. Hey, I just got your letter on Saturday, and I sent you one on Saturday, but I sent you one also 2 days prior because I hadn't heard from you.
Oh,
and then
cool.
after, yeah,
it's been a long time. I just now got mail from January yesterday, so.
So you haven't gotten any of my letters yet?
Yeah, I got the last one I got was the one that I responded to that I mailed you back, but that's it. But for some reason, we've all been, like, I don't know what's going on, but we've all been held up on our, like, mail and stuff, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was supposed to, a lot of stuff was postmarked for January still that I got. Oh my God, this girl's running around butt naked. God.
Yeah, I haven't heard from you since, let's see, for a while, December, I think. So I thought that, I wondered if she's okay. So I wrote one then, or last week, and then I wrote one that got sent out yesterday.
Yeah.
Actually, it was Saturday. I'm sorry.
Yeah, to be a little bit like, oh my God, this girl is climbing up, but nose just trying to climb out the door.
Yeah. And another reason why I wrote you, because I'm honest with you, right?
Yeah.
Because I shared your letter with your name, Janelle, okay? And that's the only ones. When you're Janelle and Taylor, because it caught me off guard because it's so bizarre. And let me tell you, boy, people were angry with me.
I was stir crazy, man. I still have my days like that. I mean,
well, and that's what I was trying to tell the people, that I know a different Laticia than everybody else. Okay, and I said this isn't like Laticia to write letters like this.
Yeah, you gotta think. I mean, 23 hours to do nothing, and I can't. Like, I get in trouble for talking. That's the standard I'm held at in here. Like, if I talk, sometimes some of the deputies will write me up. You know what I mean? So you get a little bit stir crazy trying to like figure out.
That's what I said. Try to be locked in a cell for 23 hours. You're gonna go cuckoo.
Yeah, and see, like I beat all that. Like in 2016, I got diagnosed with schizophrenia in South Carolina. And so then I had to do a bunch of outpatient stuff, and then it happened to get, well, in 2015 it was bipolar, but in 2016 I got diagnosed with schizophrenia, and so I did I did some inpatient stuff in Charleston. I had to go every morning, and then he put me on Vega, and I forgot the other one, Geodon, I think is what it was, and like different things, but I'm just not a fan of medicine, So I do a good job of like trying to, like, when I'm out and about, that's why I traveled a lot, because it helped. It was very therapeutic, But in these situations, sometimes it causes it to like, to come back. Where
you have 1 minute remaining.
I think it's my free call. That's why it cut off so soon. But yeah, so you just start going a little bit crazy, and it's not going to change because I'm not going to take meds for it, and so. That's just the thing about it. And then in 2018, when I went to Canada, I had to stay for 2 days because I lost my mind and went crazy in Canada. And so I had to stay there for 2 days because they said I was in a form of psychosis. So, like, it's just easily done by environment,
Yeah. Well, I'm just being honest with you. Like I told you in that card that I shared it, or another letter I did.
Yeah.
The one after the letter I got on Halloween.
Yeah.
So it was November. I wrote that letter to you.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, I can't help it. Some days I'm in there like drinking blood, and the lady has to come in there and take the blood from me because I just lose my mind and I start going crazy.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Okay.
Wow.
I was watching chat and KPM said she's as schizophrenic as she is Jewish.
Yep.
And
exactly.
I agree.
Why did that call end like that?
Because it was her free call.
Oh, okay.
She called her using her free call, I guess. Because it was only like 5 minutes or something. Right at 5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
So according to Laticia, which, is important context, in 2015, she was diagnosed bipolar. In 2016, she was diagnosed schizophrenic. And then after that is that thing that we've heard her talk about where she saw a doctor when she was crossing the Canadian border. And that she had so many hours inpatient. And in fact, I'm going to go pull the letter that she wrote to Judge Werner on August 12th of 2020, because she talks about it in that letter, but they redacted the word schizophrenic before they released it to the public.
Interesting.
But that's what she was talking about. And so, we know, and that was August of 2020,
Right.
And then she started really acting crazy in October of 2020 is when the vampires came out.
Correct.
And so she's always had this in her pocket. And if we look back at what we know about her history, 2015 is the year that she married Albert. 2016 is when she sued the school district in South Carolina for sexual harassment.
Right.
You just have to wonder what was going on in her life that she needed some sort of excuse for. I don't know.
That's
I don't know. I
interesting.
mean, we can't prove it because, it's her medical history. I do wish that they would have brought it out in court. I don't think it would have done any good with the jury.
Yeah.
They did mention, that she had a little history, but they didn't prove it.
Right. They were asked if they double checked and they didn't, remember?
Right. And don't you think that if they could prove that she was diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar and all of this stuff before, that it would have come out in court?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I also think that, all of the evaluations that she had. See, the thing about schizophrenia is when you have schizophrenia, you cannot just walk around unmedicated and people won't notice. It does impact your everyday life. And it's one of the more serious mental health illnesses. It's not like anxiety. You know how when you have anxiety, you can choose in most cases whether or not you want to take medication for it, because there's other ways you can and not always work for all people. Some people choose medication. Some people say, no, I don't want to take medication. And they choose coping mechanisms and they retrain their brains, and it's effective for however long it's effective. It is what mental health, but schizophrenia is not like that.
Right. No. And I have like very close experience dealing with somebody with these kind of issues where if they don't take their medication, they are full on delusional, hearing God, they become God, they're doing all this stuff. And you are so right. It's not something that you can just kind of brush off and, do natural healing or whatever. Oftentimes when people come off their meds, they think, oh, I feel so good, I don't need this anymore. They come off of it and they have an episode. So
I have an aunt by marriage who is schizophrenic, and I have, when I was a kid, the very first pathologist that my mom worked for had a kid who was schizophrenic, and I will never forget it because we used to go over to their house. They had this awesome Christmas party every year, right? And the one brother they had two sons, and one of them was a chef, and then the other one had schizophrenia. He was like anybody was like a world-class chess player. He was incredibly intelligent, but he would stop taking his medication because the voices would tell him that the medication was poison. And one time, bless his heart, he went off of his medication and he climbed up a palm tree. And palm trees that aren't like, when they don't shave them, they have like stickers. I mean, it tears up your feet to climb up them, and they're, but he did. And then my aunt by marriage, she told me that her medication, her voices tell her the medication is poison, and that the voices in her head say the most horrible, vile, cruel things. And so it's, it's serious. And she wouldn't just be walking around and, just living everyday life unmedicated. Sorry, Jen, I interrupted you. I caught it right at the very end, but if I didn't get my thought out, I wasn't going to remember it. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off or talk over you. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. It's just, she claims that, that's the reason she travels so much, as if taking a cruise somehow cures bipolar and schizophrenia.
Right.
That's why she travels so much.
I mean, it's a chemical imbalance. You have to be medicated. It's kind of, I don't understand that. So, and okay, so even let's pretend Leticia's telling the truth here for just 1 second. We're all going to be in believe Tisha mode for like 2 seconds. All of those evaluations that she had, they would have diagnosed her on either side. Even if, let's say, the state who, when she went to Pueblo, they don't have nothing is going to hurt. It's not going to hurt them or their case to diagnose Leticia as schizophrenic, because even if she is diagnosed schizophrenic, she would have to be schizophrenic at such a level that in that moment it was so unmanageable and out of it, she had no idea the wrongness of her actions and could not conform her behavior to follow the law. That is it is a huge hurdle. But yeah, so bottom line is, even if we all stayed in believe Tisha mode for an extra 10 minutes, this is still poppycock, period. And they would have brought it up, and her defense attorneys would have brought it up as well.
Well, and there was so much emphasis, especially during Dr. Lewis's testimony. There was so much emphasis that was put on how you can't retroactively malinger. There will be past records, and if they were there, they would have gotten them. I'm calling bullshit, and I don't believe her for 1 second.
1000% agree. Also,
Exactly.
wouldn't her defense have gotten them if that was correct? They would have probably done anything they could to get those.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And remember, we have to keep in mind who she's talking to, because she has different versions of different stories for different people. And this person that she's talking to, she didn't know until after she was locked up, and she still doesn't know her. And I believe that the reason why she's talking to her is because she has a YouTube channel, and because she knows that this person is putting stuff out, like, and so I think that this is just another, like when Leticia's talking to somebody, she's not really talking to that person.
She's not. No, she's talking to a broader, wider audience.
Right.
And you can sort of figure out who she's talking to, who the message, let's put it like this, who the message is intended for by what she says in the calls. So on like when she's talking about Eduardo and Edwin and all the things, right? And Florida and money in, or what did that whole story, that debacle, and what did she call them? Figurines.
Right.
That she's not talking to that person. She's talking to the DA. She is talking to the prosecutors because she wants them to be on some kind of ridiculous manhunt for somebody who doesn't exist. And in this situation, this phone call that she's on, she wants this person is a means to an end.
Right.
And for Leticia wants a very specific message to be put out there on the internet for a wider audience. And that's what she wants. That's what her, end goal is. And so that's why she's saying what she's saying. But before we move too much further, I just want to say, I want to reap what you sow. No, these are brand new calls. Nobody's heard these calls before. I haven't even heard these calls. So they're new to me too. Okay.
Right. And we have to think about the timing as well. So in this call, the YouTuber is talking about a letter that Leticia sent to her with, using the name Janelle and using the name Taylor. And Leticia kind of Leticia was so giggly, and she kind of laughed it off. And keep in mind, that call that we just listened to was made on February 17th. This is within days of the time that Leticia has the closed door, the closed door conflict hearing, where she's going to be representing herself. And that's why we don't hear her trying to pretend to be crazy in the month of February. Leticia pretends to be crazy when she thinks it's going to benefit her. And then everything's fine when she thinks that's going to benefit her. And that's, that's what she's doing here. So this person that she's on the phone with is referencing a letter that was sent back in October. And Leticia's like, oh yeah, girl, I was crazy. I've been through some things.
Yeah.
But now she's trying to represent herself. Now she's just fine. And she knows when to hold them and she knows when to hold them.
That's so interesting that, you connect that to her representing herself. And then, like you said, the whole month, there's not really any of that. So yeah, but her saying, oh girl, I was drinking blood. They had to come in here and get it, or however she said that. I don't remember her exact
Come and stop me. Take it away from me. Shut up, Tisha.
Oh my
God. That didn't happen.
Okay.
Right. And had this phone call been made back in October or November, we would have heard all of the, I don't have a memory, button in my cell bullshit. But because we're hearing this call in February, now she's going to be representing herself, and she wants to get her hands on the evidence. Aunt Trina didn't work out. She's firing her public defenders. They're not doing what she's telling them to do because she had a defense planned and it's not working out. So now she's got to stop playing. She's got to stop pretending to be crazy. And now she's in charge.
Correct. And Samantha, thank you for joining membership. Welcome to the Kookaloos. So here's what Leticia does. And it's perfect that she uses the, gambler reference, know when to hold them, know when to fold them, because Leticia 100% hedges her bets. Okay. So what she's doing here is she's keeping the crazy in her back pocket. This is my opinion and my opinion only, based on all the calls, the jail files, all the things, right? I believe that what Leticia never actually intended to see, being her own, going pro se through. I don't think she ever intended to represent herself at the trial. I believe 100% what she wanted was to get her paws on the discovery. She wanted to know what the state had. And that is how she is going to manipulate and twist her defense. And she doesn't want to rely on her attorneys to tell her what the state has, because she needs to know what she's got to play her attorneys just as much as she's got to play everybody else. Everybody in Leticia's world is a pawn. She's just moving them around. So,
exactly.
So what she's doing is hedging her bets. So she's got to straighten up and fly right in order to be granted the opportunity to represent herself so she can get her paws on the discovery. Once she has a discovery and she starts figuring stuff out, then she's keeping that crazy, not guilty by reason of insanity in her back pocket. And when it's time, that's when she'll use it, which is why she did what she did.
Right. And she wants to know what evidence they have against her. but not in a preliminary hearing. She wants
No.
all of that stuff in her cell so she can see the district attorney's hand and figure out how
Correct.
she's going to defend against it.
Correct.
And you just
That's
can't tell
how,
otherwise.
exactly. That is what she's using to tailor her defense. See what I did there, Taylor? But
Yeah.
But seriously, do you think that like the prosecutors or whoever, even the people at the jail that have to listen to these calls, do you think that they can pick up on her tricks? 'Cause
Oh, you're breaking up, sweetheart.
Okay, what about now?
Now
Can
you're
you hear me
good.
now? Okay,
Yes, babe.
so do you think that the people that were listening in on the calls, or the prosecutor, the jail people, whatever, that they could at this point pick out what she was doing? Because I feel like she's not as good at manipulate. Like, you can always tell what she's up to. She thinks she's good at it. I feel like she gets her way a lot because people don't want to deal with her, but they still know what she's doing. What do you guys think?
Yes,
I
I
think
think
that's
they're
it
on to
exactly.
her. Go ahead, Jen. Sorry.
Oh no, I think that's it exactly, Allie. I think you're right.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. They're on to her. They're not buying this for a minute. It's one thing to be in your own home, right? And throw such a fuss that you get your way because sometimes it's just easier to give in. That's very different than manipulating your way through the legal system. Very few have been successful at doing it. There have been a couple that I can think of right off the top of my head, but Leticia ain't it. They had some other stuff going for them that Leticia just doesn't have. For example, an unsympathetic victim. Hi, Shamita. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, babe. Thank you. And Skylab, thank you too. And Casey May, thank you for being a member for a month. I appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much. Yeah, they're on to her, Allie. Because I remember in the opening statement, he made reference to the jail calls. And I wanted to address this comment really quick, and then we'll move on. I know I started. Here it is. So Opinionated says she has a right to see her discovery anyway. Attorneys just recommend that they not get them in prison because it's impossible to keep private. So yeah, I mean, obviously she does that. You're correct.
Yes.
She does have the right to see her discovery. Okay.
Yes.
And view it to an extent. It also has to fall under the guidelines of the jail, like for staples and stuff like that. And
And
I would the
oh,
amount
I'm
that
sorry.
she can have at a time too. I'm sorry. Go
Yes.
ahead, Allie. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I thought you were done when I started to talk,
Mm-mm.
and I was rude. I'm sorry. I was just
No,
gonna
you are
say, and
delayed.
yeah, I'm also delayed. Also, you have to actually go to your visits with your attorney and your meetings to be able to do that stuff. She wanted to be able to have access to go by herself to the law library, or even in her cell, which she did have some in her cell, to go through it at her own will. She never liked going to the meetings, and oftentimes just refused, because we've, like, as you guys know, we've dug through that entire jail file. There were numerous times that she just flat out refused the meetings. So, I think that's part of it too. She was ashamed of what she did. She wanted to be able to see it, but not with somebody else like that.
Yes. Yes. So, yes, here's the deal. Let me just say this really quick. Yes, True Crime Loser, it does like interrogation videos. It's a fantastic channel. And Shmita is from the Stephanie Lazarus case. And she had the friend Shmita, in college. Like anytime they would talk about college, here comes Stephanie Lazarus. Let's see, there was Shmita. And I don't know. I ended up giving Allie that nickname. Shmita is Shmita. So now she's just Schmeda, and I hardly ever even call her by her government name anymore. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Sorry about that, you guys. That's completely
That's okay. I didn't know that actually. So interesting.
that's how it came from. Yeah. Stephanie Lazarus. All right. Well, wait, what is this? And there's one other thing I wanted to say too before I forget. Thank you, L. Bergs, for the super chat. I appreciate that very, very much. Super generous. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm getting distracted by chat for some reason.
You
Okay.
had one more thing. You said.
I think that was it though. No. I'm
Okay.
I think that was it. I got everybody's super chat. I said what I need. I answered reap what you sow, and I answered. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm good.
Okay. Curious, Jen.
Yeah.
How long is this next call? What are we looking at?
Yeah.
So I will read you my exact notes for the next call.
Okay.
It says nearly 15 minutes of the usual bullshit, and when all else fails, talk shit about Aunt Brenda.
Here we go. This is, I will say this. That is one thing that Harley and Laticia do bond over is shit talking Aunt Brenda.
Yeah.
So we're gonna, you know what, Sophie, before I forget this, we're going to talk about her parole. I'm trying to get some stuff together for that, but the calls and just like and I need time management skills. So are we ready?
Yes, I'm ready. It looks like a 15-minute call or so. Is that about how long it is?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, cool. Here we go.
Hello?
Hey,
Hey.
you been ignoring me, crazy girl?
No, I've been at work every time you call me.
All right. What's wrong?
Nothing.
Oh, sound like your voice was like scratchy.
Yeah, I'm sick.
You better drink some vitamin C.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
Work and school.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You didn't
My
ever call these
things that,
people.
huh?
You didn't ever call these people.
Yes, I did. My verification is pending.
Oh, finally?
Yeah.
Thank you. I wanted to go use it to call you because, well, it wasn't our group. It was other groups. They took advantage of the system, so they've been like on their timeout because some people get like 3 hours, some people get like 6 hours. They've been doing it the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So like they had to cut people back now where you have to do like 48-hour notice or something like that. So there's always somebody close to you to like lose it, because the other people that have all the time out, they were like talking for hours and like not letting other people talk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So of course people have to cost it for everybody, so
Yeah.
so now I'll have to, like, when you get it verified, I'll have to schedule it like 48 hours in advance.
Okay.
Yeah. So you've been doing your schoolwork, huh?
Yeah.
You better take something.
I have.
What'd you take?
Taking Zyrtec, women's vitamin.
Okay.
There's other things. Chlorophyllin or something.
Yeah. All right. What has she been up to?
So, no.
Miss Didi.
Well, the baby's family that she watched, they got COVID, so she might have it, but
She said she doesn't think that she has it.
Oh no. Are they going back to school there? Or no?
Yeah.
For the high
I
school?
think they have like A and B days. So like some kids go on A days and some kids go on B days or something like that.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's strange. Alrighty. Just saying that. Yeah. When do you get your school money?
I don't know. I emailed them today and I was like, it's been a 10-day period. And I was waiting for them to email me back.
I thought you had to wait 21 days.
21 days?
From the time you started classes.
No, like, that's when they approve your financial aid. Mine hasn't even been approved yet.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Because the lady had my papers just sitting on the desk for days. So me and Miss Dee called her out.
That's crazy. So that's why it's held up, because she didn't do it like she's supposed to.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. You thank Miss Dee for calling her?
Yeah. She's been so angry, like, because she's like, because we told her when I was like, because me and Miss Dee told them both, we just went to like the highest person we can go to. And I was like, I've been trying to do my financial aid since November, and nobody seems to. They tell me I have all my paperwork turned in, and there's this random paperwork that's just missing. Hopefully I'll find out something soon.
That's crazy, because like that's their sole responsibility is to be processing FAFSAs and stuff like that.
I know. Everyone already got all their financial aid. I told them too. I was like, this makes me very angry because I already know you guys already went through all your funds, so you're not even going to be able to give me like whatever that I actually need because you guys have just been chilling basically.
Yeah.
And then the guy was like, I'm going to try to see if we have funds left out of something. There's something. He was like, but I can't promise anything. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I would call back to talk to the director of financial aid too. Find the director's email and something and just say you hated to go over to people, but that's unfair for you when you turn it in on time.
Right.
But you stay on them like that, they'll find it somewhere. They'll find some somewhere.
Yeah.
I remember Amy did that one year, Amy Lowry, because something happened and she didn't get hers, and she like pretty much did like a sit-in.
Yeah.
They kept bothering them at the fundraiser, and they finally they just found money and gave it her. So yeah, just stay on them. Be nice about it, but you know, at the same time, you know, be firm.
Yeah. And Miss Judy said that because I told her everything because I think Brenda ended up blocking me because my messages won't go through there anymore.
Oh.
So that last message that I sent about everything, it never went through.
Yeah, well, don't worry about her
But
then.
yeah, Miss Judy said that she'll help me, you know, find a car, make sure we get the good price, and talk them down the prices or whatever. And she said that if I need to, she'll put me on her insurance so she can make sure I get a good rate. Because she was like, I don't want you paying $300 for insurance.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be crazy. Yeah, and Brenda's done got this new boyfriend, you know, so she's done lost her mind again. You know how she goes through his phases, so don't even worry about it. Don't even, you know, worry about talking to her or whatever. She, you know, she goes through those crazy bipolar phases, you know.
Yeah.
can only just pray, you know, because she's gonna always try to be miserable in life. She's never gonna choose happiness. She never chooses felicity. She gotta choose, you know, being angry, or every time she, you know, talks about something, she's always talking about, like she was talking about Jazz. She gave Jazz $100, and apparently Jazz didn't thank her the right way. And I'm like, she's 13. What did you want her to do? I mean, she said thank you and told you what she was going to do with it. I mean, did she want her to kiss your feet?
Right.
Yeah. And that's the thing she doesn't realize. You don't do things for people expecting things in return.
Exactly.
And that's just where she thinks that everybody's supposed to like lay out some red carpet for her for doing it. And that's just not how it works, you know. And I'll be like, I tried to quote something to her for this group about that, and she started yelling at me. I'm like, but that's not how you're supposed to do. You give to people not expecting anything in return. That's just, and then that's the way you get blessings from God. And she was just, you know, she don't want to hear it. She just don't want to hear it, you know.
Oh, part of the 10-day processing, he just answered me. Time only counts for our office. I process it and send it to the committee. The committee review. Due to the nature of things can take a while. Hopefully I'll get the results soon. As soon as I hear anything about it, I'll let you know. Oh my gosh.
What they say about the 10 days? It don't count?
I don't know. The 10-day processing time only counts for our office. I processed it and sent it to the committee.
Oh, the review committee.
It will take, like he said, it will probably take about 7 to 10 days to come back from the committee, and it's already been 11 days.
Okay, do you have that where he said 7 to 10 days to come back from the committee?
Yeah.
It came in an email?
Yeah.
Then you just screenshot that and highlight it and say it says 7 to 10 days to come back from the committee. And I mean, I would be reaching out to someone. I don't understand, why is the committee still reviewing yours?
Because they said that it takes longer when people start listening. He said that it takes longer when people are doing independent students.
Oh, so that's what they're doing. Yeah, I got you. But still, though, November, December, January, February, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, the semester be halfway over.
I know, and then it's like, what if they're like, oh, sorry, can't do anything for you. Well, I already did all this work for what?
No, they shouldn't do that. There's no way you shouldn't be an independent student. That don't make any sense.
He said, because the email before that said the information went to the committee on Thursday. So it went to the committee on Thursday, February 4th. It will probably take about 7 to 10 days to come back from the committee. I do not see a problem in them approving it, so we can wait for the results.
Okay, so you need to screenshot that and be like, this is the message you sent me. And it says 7 to 10 days to come back from the committee. Just tell them it's very contradictory.
Yeah, I just sent it to the CD and I circled it and I said he's contradicting himself.
Yeah. Well, see if you both can call to talk to someone else about it.
I'm gonna have her call because I can't deal with calling them anymore. I've already yelled at too many people.
Yeah.
I have.
Well, I'm sorry. If I was there, you're gonna have to worry about it. Maybe she can help you get it. Probably praying that somebody will get it in the right hands and they can get it handled.
Oh, it's just so annoying.
You need some vitamin C.
I just took a immunity shot too.
All right. That's good.
I have haven't had a sense of smell since January. My smell is just gone.
Then you had COVID then.
No, I don't. Because sinus infections, you lose your smell.
Yeah, but I didn't know you lose it that long.
Well, that's because like my sinus infection has never really truly gone away. It goes away and comes back.
Yeah. Well, and the weather doesn't help because
and since we're not allowed to be around people, our immune system is going to get weaker than what they were, so my body can't fight it off.
Yep. I said that a while ago. I was like, yeah, that's not a good thing. It's crazy. I was reading about it in the scripture earlier. And
You have 1 minute remaining.
so many of the signs of it was fulfilling itself. I was like, Anyway. Well, I guess I'll ask you next time. Maybe there'll be the other day. Have her call and see. Stomach's like really contradicting. Keep getting to run around. One thing says one thing, one thing says another. You know.
Mhm.
And you really,
About the FaceTime her.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, I love you so much. It's gonna hang up.
Okay.
Hopefully your thing will be done pending soon. But you finally got the pending status, right? Finally, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. And if it comes back and says you have to do relationship, it's in the box on the app. You have to scroll down and find relationship.
Okay.
All right. Love you.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Thank you for using.
Okay. Well, I don't know what it is that Harley is waiting for a committee to come back on, but usually committees do their approving and disapproving in business days. So maybe that's the problem, Harley. That's all I know to say. That's really all I got.
mean, and then the comments about Brenda and the red carpet and all that, like, damn, you're just hateful, man. I didn't like that at all. It's I don't know.
I don't know that Brenda, I don't know if Brenda wants a red carpet, maybe gratitude. You know? I mean, there are people though on this planet that if they do something for you, no matter how grateful you are, it's never enough. You know?
Yeah.
And they throw it up to, they throw it up to you till the end of time, you know.
I know.
Remember that one time in 1972 when I helped you?
Yes,
And it's
and
now
I know people like that, but also
2022.
they're just rude about it. I don't think they have any gratitude. I mean, look at what they do to you.
Yes. Yeah. What happened, Allie? Come back. Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can now. I couldn't before.
I was talking. My screen. I was like, oh no, I started freaking. My screen started doing like the little circle thing, like it was loading. Yeah, I heard you say, Allie, come back. I was like, I'm here. Anyways, I'm sorry about that. But no, I don't really have any thoughts other than that. That one was kind of wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, I just feel like listen, I understand being frustrated with your family members, right? And just because somebody is helping you out, it doesn't automatically elevate them to, sainthood. They're not, like you help somebody so you don't get, that means you're canonized, right?
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's not how it works. But still, it's not just like she should never ever have a bad thing to say about Aunt Brenda because Aunt Brenda sent her money. It's not that. It's the way that she pits Harley and Aunt Brenda against each other. That's what
Yes.
it is. That's what I
Yes.
don't like because it doesn't serve any of them. And Leticia's only doing it as a form of entertainment. As a form of entertainment. It's like her little version of Survivor.
Yes.
She just, she just it just drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Right, and she's calling both of them crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
And it only hurts Harley. It only makes it like, look at
Yes.
her situation. I mean,
Look what she's teaching Harley. Look what she taught her last
yes.
night. Say
Oh my God,
whatever
yeah.
you have to say in the moment to get what you want, and then you can deal with the consequences later.
Yep. Disgusting. And then like also the lies to about the money, and then so Harley ends up with nothing. I mean,
Exactly. Exactly. She said it's I think it's the thing that one of the things there's several things, but one of the things that really bothers me about the way she treats Harley is or what she's doing to Harley is that she is intentionally, this is just my opinion, she's intentionally setting Harley up for failure so that Harley will forever need her. And it's incredibly selfish on every level. Even if she wasn't doing this from jail, it would still be selfish. Children are supposed to grow up, and that's the natural order of things. You're supposed to raise them and guide them and get them to be contributing members to society, successful contributing members to society. And to do anything other than that is harmful and it's wrong.
yep.
No me gusta. What you
Yep.
got, Jen?
Oh, nothing really. The next call is with the unknown
I'm sorry.
YouTuber, and it's about 15 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
All
All right.
I do want to do a pre-call translation. So you're going to hear Leticia talking about how they're picking on her, and it's not fair, and she's not allowed to talk to anybody, and so she's in trouble for talking. And so I just, before we even go there, I just want to point out that she's leaving the word toilet out of this situation. She's not in trouble for talking. She's in trouble for toilet talking, but it's Leticia's version, so
Right. This is Laticia. Thank you, Kathy, so much. That was so generous of you. I appreciate that so much. Yes, Leticia typically leaves the word toilet in front of the talking out. Like, come on, Leticia, stop playing with these people out here. Okay, we can hear the background noise of the jail. Jen's done a great job of enhancing and making the audio better, but there are moments when you can hear it because it's a jail. So what? Everybody else in the whole place, the whole joint is allowed to talk, and Leticia's supposed to stay mute. Shut up, Tisha. I ain't
right. Right. And I did look up like the jail file for these dates. And the only thing really there is this is when Leticia's in trouble for toilet talking. She's not in trouble for talking to other people.
Yeah,
she's in
and
trouble
like
for talking.
right. Should be okay. Let's just play. Allie, you got anything, babe, before I start?
Nope. I'm ready.
All right. Here we go.
Hey, Leticia.
Hey, sorry, yesterday I hung up and I was like, oh, try her back tomorrow.
No, you know what happened? I had money on there. Okay, it was there last month. And then when you were calling, it said it wasn't on there. And it said if you hurry, get online and put it on there, the inmate will call back, right?
Right.
And so I went online. Their system was down. I had to call customer service to get it all taken care of. It was a nightmare.
Oh, gosh.
I'm like, where did that money go? Well, my state now takes taxes also besides Colorado.
Wait, it takes taxes?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's something new though. So I'm like, wait a minute, I know there is money there.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, we have this new system too, so they've been probably trying to promote people to, like, we have like a FaceTime thing now where you can like FaceTime people, and so they've been like, people have been going crazy using it. Like, some people that have time out for like 3 hours has been literally sitting on it for 3 hours. So,
oh my God, really?
So they probably, like, the customer service probably has been, like, loaded because it's the same people, the GTO people. So they install these new tablets, and you can like play music on them, messaging, send pictures, like stuff like that. And so the people have been like going crazy with them. Yeah.
Oh, so you got a tablet now?
Well, they have them in the wards, and like you have to sign them out and stuff like that. And so what it is like I FaceTime Harley. So like it's just like FaceTime, except it's a different app. And so you just once the people get registered in the system and stuff like that, you go to the little tablet and you press call now or visit now or whatever. And like if they got the app, it rings to their phone. So it like picks up and there's the video. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they got that, and then there's like music on there. There's people watch movies on it. They don't allow that in my ward, not movies and stuff like that. But the other wards, they get to do movies. They get to play games. They get to. It was so bad that people were taking the tablets and they were like carrying them to other cells, and the people were getting on them after their 3 hours. They were still getting on them 2 more hours from other people. So yeah, they had to like break down, like become hard on them on that because they were taking advantage of the system. But I don't get that much time out, so it ain't like I only have an hour or so. But it's just the people that had 3 hours, 6 hours, stuff like that.
So you only get an hour throughout the day, or 1 hour at a time?
Like 1 hour for each day.
Really?
Yeah. So what I would do is I just like schedule it with Harley, and then didn't do the rest of my stuff, and that was that. But I just had finished with her on there, and she was working, so I didn't talk to her too long. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool little system they got, but of course, my ward don't get to do everything on there. But I'm just glad I get to video visit on it with her. You know what I mean?
Oh, I bet.
Yeah,
I bet.
I got to see her in the dog.
It's different once you get to see them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I like start suffering from a lot of sensory deprivation, because I don't get to like hug anybody or touch them, and I get in trouble. Like I got written up the other day for talking because I'm not allowed to talk. So
You're not?
no, like some people don't care, some do, and it just happened to be one who did care. So she's like, "You're not allowed to talk. You're a Seagal." So they gave me like 5 days of lockdown, but it doesn't matter because I'm already on lockdown. Like I don't lose any privileges. You know what I mean? So it's just really a piece of paper that says like, "Hey, he disobeyed the order of talking." So, yeah.
Oh, stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, okay, like sorry I was talking. I was really bored out of my mind.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you called me back because I did send you a card today just to let you know, okay, this is what happened.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. No worries. I got court tomorrow, so I thought it was today, but she said it was tomorrow.
What time is that at?
It's at 2:30.
At 2:30?
Yeah. So I got that tomorrow, and then, I don't know. I was losing my mind earlier this morning. I was so convinced that they had put these like, it smells like eggs coming out the vent. So I thought they had put this stuff in there, and it was gonna like make us crazy. So I was freaking out.
Was it sewer?
Huh?
Was it sewer?
No, they said it really wasn't there. That my brain was just crazy. Yeah, I was like, they're crazy. I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God. I was like, they got the stuff in the vents. They're going to kill us now.
Oh my God. I don't mean to laugh. I know that ain't funny, but.
And then the girl next to me was like, what? I don't smell anything. I was like, you don't smell that. They're coming for us. I woke up thinking that these people were I thought they were trying to put poison in the vents, and like it smells like eggs, and then my ears go to ringing like crazy. And like the right ear just was like, ring. And I'm just like banging my head, like I just wish this stuff would stop in my head. So I read the word for about 2 or 3 hours and then tried to exercise, trying to like take my mind off of it, because it like concocting all these crazy stories in my head, and I'd be convinced that, yesterday I was like convinced the SWAT team was here and like they were coming to had AKs on us.
Did they?
No, everybody.
Oh. Did they? Oh my God.
They were like, you're losing it again. I was like, sorry, but y'all didn't see the SWAT team coming here. They were like, no, T, there's no SWAT team coming here. I was like, yes, there was. But I swear, I thought they were yesterday morning because I didn't sleep good. So I got up at like 3:30, and I was just like freaking out. I was like, "Why is the SWAT team coming in here for us? We haven't done anything wrong." And the girl was like, "Well, what were they wearing?" I was like, "A shirt with SWAT on it." And she was like, "I promise there was no SWAT team here."
A shirt with what?
Yeah, like I thought there was SWAT on the shirt with a fly swatter.
Oh, it said SWAT. Okay.
Yeah. I'm telling you, my mornings are bad because like I wake up and not, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I'm like, I don't really know what's going on. You know what I mean? And it takes a while, like after I eat lunch and then try to like work out and stuff like that, then I start to, you know, realize like, okay, I'm, you know, like I'm really here. Like there's no SWAT team or there's no poison, you know. And then the other day I was freaking out because I was telling that lady, I was like, "You're just trying to read my mind." And she was like, "No, I'm not." And I was like, "You're trying to read my mind. Stop reading my mind." But I was convinced they put this chip in my arm, right? So I thought they had put this chip in my arm, and I kept trying to take chips at lunch and like cut the chips up because I thought there was a chip in there. I was freaking out.
Oh boy. Sorry.
I'm telling you, man, like I
know, I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but I can't imagine, you know, where you are being locked in a cage.
Yeah, I was like, so I got put in a turtle suit because I was like literally trying to get this chip out of my arm. And so I was like asking them, like, you know, is there a way I could get scissors and stuff like that? And I'm like, "No, we can't give you scissors." I'm like, "For real, I just need to cut this out of my arm." I was like, if I get it out, y'all will stop controlling my mind. I was just like,
are you doing okay now?
I mean, today, well, this morning I wasn't, but like I said,
Is it different every day?
Yeah, I went to the Word a little bit, and then just tried to I was reading from Hebrews 12 this morning, and then I was reading from Corinthians, which is one of my favorites. So after I did that, I did 100 push-ups, and that kind of helped a little bit. But I can't just sit there, you know, all day and just work out, because then, I mean, I'm already a tiny person, you know. I don't want to be I'm not trying to be jacked or something, you know. But yeah, so I did that for a little while, and I got a little bit better. I was a little sane.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Are you putting weight back on?
I weigh 135, so no.
I'm still little.
Oh yeah.
You're still really little.
Well, because you don't.
Yeah, but you lost a lot of weight though.
Oh yeah, and you're doing intermittent fasting really, because if you eat lunch, if you eat dinner at 4:30, which I don't really hardly ever eat the dinner. So if you eat dinner at 4:30, you don't eat at 6:30. So, you know, that's anywhere from 12 to 14 hours, you know, intermittent fasting, you know. But then I don't eat dinner, so not really. Sometimes I do if it's macaroni, but so usually it's lunch at 12:30, then I don't eat again at 6:30 in the morning. Yeah, so.
Oh wow.
16, 18 hours. So yeah. But I'm used to it.
Can I ask? You don't have to answer me. What's court for tomorrow?
It's just a hearing with in private with the judge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good to talk to him.
Maybe that's that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it goes well for you.
Oh yeah, it should. Yeah, I was freaking out this morning because I was like, "You guys aren't trying to take me to court." I thought I had court this morning, so I was like, "You guys aren't trying to take me to court. That's why you're all putting poison in these vents."
Oh God. No, that's why SWAT team was there, Laticia.
I know, man. Well, because you don't really sleep good, you know, and they come in to do shakedowns at 1:30, 2:30 in the morning, you know, and they shake you down and check everything, which we never have anything. I mean, I got in trouble the other day for the Daily Bread, but if I get in trouble for reading the Daily Bread, then oh well, I'll get in trouble for Christ any day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they had delivered me the Daily Bread, but it had staples in it. But they brought it to me and delivered it to me, you know. So I had it and I was reading. You know what the Daily Bread is, right?
Oh my.
It's like a little booklet that, you know, gives you scripture and a story every day. And so, but the one guy was laughing about it. He was like, "I'm not going to get you in trouble for it." The lady tried to. She tried to write me up for it. But the guy was like, "I'm not getting anybody in trouble for scripture." I said, "Please don't." I said, "This is crazy. That's all y'all can get me for is staples out of a scripture." Y'all gave it to me.
Staples out of a scripture?
Well, they delivered it to me in the mail. So it wasn't like I, you know.
Oh, okay. I hear what you're saying. I was really confused there for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, they brought
okay.
It's like a pamphlet.
Okay, yeah. And there was a staple in the pamphlet.
Yeah, and so I had it in my room, and they were like, "What if you got staples?" I was like, "Man, I don't know. Y'all delivered it to me. I don't know." But yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So we don't, we don't sleep good. So then I just wake up and start. I don't know. There'd be all kinds of crazy stuff going. I was taking medicine for like nightmares and stuff, and I was taking it, and it helped a little bit. So then I weren't waking up and like all these crazy hallucinations. But then the problem was the nightmares started making me. I mean, the medicine started making me like shake, almost have like tremors. So then I was like, no, I was like, no, I'm not taking that anymore. So I stopped taking that. But,
was it a side effect you were having from it then, they say?
well, they said it wasn't a listed, like a known common side effect, but when I don't take it, it didn't happen. So I was like, I'll just deal with, freaking out whether or not, SWAT teams are here or not. I'll just do that instead.
I'm sorry, I got to giggle out of that one.
I tell you, Ed, there's this stuff, and plus, I'm already housed with people who are, who are out there. So, I like go to sleep, thinking about some of the stuff they're saying. Then I might dream about it, but the opposite. And then I wake up and I don't know if it's really real or not, So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, because like this girl yesterday, when I was on the phone with you, she was butt naked everywhere, and I kept saying like, oh my God, like put some clothes on, but she's mentally ill, so. So she never has clothes on. Like she runs around the board naked all the time, So it's pretty crazy.
Did you get an email yesterday?
I finally got a Valentine card yesterday, but that was it. It was late, but.
That was it? You didn't get me a letter?
No, I didn't get anything. Well, I got something like a rejection letter. This is so crazy. So somebody in Pueblo, this is gonna sound sick. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
He sent his private stuff in the mail to me.
Oh boy, yeah, that happens, don't it?
Oh my God. I was like, well, I mean, obviously they rejected it, but they sent me a rejection about it.
You have 1 minute remaining.
But I didn't know the name, so I was like, I don't know who that dude is. I was like, I have no idea who he is.
Oh my God, you don't even know who it was and they sent it?
Yeah, I get happens all the time. I get mail from so many random people that I have no clue who they are or what they're talking about. Like people I got one from ADX Florence from the Supermax prison. I got some from Kansas prisons. I got Ohio prisons. I got random people. I got some old dude who said he's gonna buy me a Corvette when I get out. Like, I mean, crazy stuff.
So other inmates from prisons are writing to you?
Oh God, yeah.
How did they find out?
I guess they see it on TV, maybe. I mean,
I
had some random dude, and he's already like sent me proposals in the mail. And he gave me his social security number and everything. Told me to look him up.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
I tell you, and then there's these girls that they wanted to like be involved and like all kinds of stuff.
Thank you for using Global Telling.
Yes. Thank you for using global telling. No, I think his private stuff is in a picture of his bits and baubles, as it were.
I also wondered the same thing though at first. I was like it was that Jill said, but yeah, then I figured probably a picture.
Yeah. Yeah. Either
Wow.
way.
She just thinks
Ill.
she's a damn superstar, ain't she?
Yeah. And I don't want to burst your bubble, Tisha Lynn, but Aunt Brenda says you look humongous. So I'm just saying she disagrees with your description of your small.
Yeah, I'm already tiny. Sorry, my hot hands. I've started bringing hot hands outside with me when we're streaming at night.
Also, I Googled while we were waiting, I Googled intermittent fasting. Okay. And there's different ways that you can do it. But if you're eating multiple times and spacing out if you're getting three meals, and it's not about spacing out hours between eating, right? It's about, if you can do it in shifts, like you can eat for there's 24 hours in a day, right? So you can eat for the first 12 hours, right? And then you
Yeah.
fast for the last 12 hours. It's not eating lunch at noon and then eating dinner at 4:30, or
No,
eating
but
breakfast at 7 and eating dinner at 4:30. You're not fasting. It's not intermittent fasting.
I think she means from dinner to breakfast, right? Like from dinner to
That's
breakfast
even
would be
still
12 hours.
most people, then everybody is intermittent
That
fasting,
is
because if they're,
technically it is, I think, right? Because
yeah,
she is,
well,
but you can eat as much as you want in those first 12 hours, right? As long as you're, or whatever.
I
People
think
do
it
it different
depends on
ways.
what it is you're trying to do,
If you're,
what
I
you're
know, I'm
trying to
just talking about
accomplish and why you're
yeah.
fasting.
My
And
dad does
MK said,
my dad
MK
does
said,
intermittent fasting. Um,
yeah.
so I'll ask him because he also has a degree in nutrition, so he will know exactly. But yeah, I don't know. It's funny, but yeah.
MK said she's been eating all the daily bread.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Girl, you look tiny.
Yeah.
You're humongous. Okay, baby, I love you. Bye. Oh my
Jen getting
God.
so tickled. I love
Okay.
it.
And I was listening. Now, Curious Jen and I were talking about this call specifically last night. And did you hear it then, Jen? She said the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were trying to figure out what is Leticia doing in this call? Is she talking about something that happened, which the other day would technically be in the past, but what we were talking about was she talking about like back in October, November, right? That's what we're wondering. Is that
Right.
what she's trying to do? And that is when I had my whole, oh my God, she's hedging her bets. That's why she used that know when to hold them, know when to fold them, because she's keeping the crazy excuse in her back pocket for when she needs it, because right now she needs to act right so that she can represent herself in the conflict hearing and then ask to be pro se. She's that's all I
Right.
really
Well, and
got.
I like how she talks about all of these random strangers who are contacting her and she doesn't know, who the hell any of them are. And I'm like, you're talking to one of them.
Right.
This is a random stranger. You don't know this person. But, KPM was asking, like, if, and, I mean,
What?
this YouTuber really thinks that they're friends. And in my opinion, Leticia is absolutely using her. And Leticia is so patient with her. When this person doesn't understand what Leticia's saying, Leticia
Right.
will repeat it and make sure that she understands it. Now, if Harley would have asked so many questions, she would have jumped on her,
Right. But
and she asked
needs
about
this
this person's family and,
right.
pretends to be, it's
Praying for
just,
them. Yeah.
right. And it
She's
gets real interesting when Amy L pops in and then Leticia starts playing this YouTuber against Amy L,
is
just
that tonight?
um
We're on 17. We got to get 5 calls a night, right?
the first
So
Amy L call is 22, so
okay.
so it just depends how far we go.
Okay, probably on Allie's channel then. All right. So at the bottom line is Leticia always has ulterior motives. And this is why I caution people writing people in prison. And I'm not talking about people who are in jail or in prison for like any people like Leticia, people that are incarcerated and are well known, and their crime made national news. And there's a reason why some crimes make national news and some crimes do not. And if you think about it, it's really it's sad because Allie covers it all the time, unfortunately, on her, true crime news. How many children are murdered?
Yeah.
I mean, it's very frequent. But
yeah, a lot.
But Leticia's case made headlines because of the shenanigans and the bullshittery that Leticia pulled. And you have to, I would caution people reaching out to people like this, because I'm telling y'all, if you've not watched the movie, or if you're not a movie person and you like books, read the book. It's a book. Read the book, Dear Mr. Gacy. I'm telling you, it will make you view writing and communicating with people like Leticia very, very differently, and how this kid, I mean, for one thing, that he was a kid that wrote to him. I mean, he was only like 18 years old when he did it. And he really thought, because he was taking criminal justice and all those classes that are, the psychology that's involved or whatever, he really thought he was going to get into the mind and be able to con John Wayne Gacy by posing as what Gacy deemed to be an ideal victim. It was just his type. And it really ended up messing with this kid lifelong. I mean, he's no longer alive. He committed self-harm years ago, but he also talked to Richard Ramirez too. And these people like this, there's a reason why you have, like the FBI behavioral unit or whatever, they're the ones that interview them, because they have law enforcement experience, but they bring along, or at least allow, a psychiatrist or psychologist to listen to the interviews and give them suggestions for the questions and tell them how to play these people. Yes, it's an absolutely true story. Look it up. Nurse Kristen, it's an absolute true story. Mm-hmm. It's a sad story too. Hey, MJ, good to see you, babe. So, don't be just reaching out all willy-nilly to these jokers. And Leticia's the smartest person it's called Dear Mr. Gacy, Lisa Dempsey. That is what it's called. Dear Mr. Gacy. Anyway. So I feel like, in particular Leticia, to Leticia, everybody is a means to an end. Everybody is disposable to her. When she's done with these people, she discards them. Look how she treated Aunt Katrina. Aunt Katrina was fighting the good fight. She'll be back. She was advocating for Leticia, sticking up for her, trying to coordinate the stuff with her attorneys and all that. And what happened? Leticia told Aunt Katrina about this situation with Edwin, and that, she's going to have to do some questionable things, and that's how she's going to get her money. And it's, it's coming from, keeping her mouth shut, and it caused and Katrina is believing her, and it caused Aunt Katrina to be concerned, and to reach out to the attorneys. And what happened? Leticia was like, bye. Thank you, Karen D. That's so sweet. I appreciate that. So generous. Thank you so much. So, I mean, everybody is disposable to Leticia. I don't want to have anything to do with her. What do you girls got?
Not a lot. Other than the next call is with Harley, and it's for a full 15 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Allie, how about you, babe? You got anything?
Like, I don't know. I'm connected to Wi-Fi and everything. I'm outside, so I'm close to the router. And still, at times, cutting out, and that time it didn't come back. It just booted me, and it said, try again. So I had to come back. But no, I don't have anything
Oh,
about that. Yeah, so,
no.
but
When's
we're
the
okay.
last
I'm
time
back.
you reset your router?
I don't know, but maybe we should do that. But I know that my mom and I were talking yesterday about like her
Mhm.
TV and stuff isn't working, like, or anything half the time when she tries to watch Hulu or whatever. So we're gonna try to
Reset.
find new internet. But yeah, I'll try to reset it and see if that
Yeah,
helps.
try to reset the router. Sometimes it just gets, I mean, I know that you guys don't have the best internet out there, but try that, you know,
Yeah.
too. And maybe it's not gonna make it like all of a sudden you're gonna have lightning fast, download speeds or whatever, but just for now, at least it will keep from kicking you off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh, Kathy, thank you. And Mayla's mom, yes, I'm out in the boonies, girl, for sure. We can't even get a pizza delivered, any kind of door. There is no delivery service that's coming here at all.
that's just I can't even that is uncivilized, Allie. I gotta get you to Florida.
I know. I'm like, I'm not even used to it. And I came from West Virginia. So,
All right. Well, let's hear this next call. Y'all ready?
Yep.
yes, ma'am.
All right, let's go.
Hello?
Hey,
Hey,
what you doing?
just cleaning my room.
Oh, okay. Whew, I am cold.
Yeah.
When do you move into the other place?
I can go whenever I want to, but I'm just waiting. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're waiting?
Yeah.
Well, you just don't feel like doing it right now?
Yeah, and like we just have to clean it and stuff. So.
Oh, yeah. Breathing. I was going crazy. I thought these people have put this chip back in me again today when I woke up.
Cause why?
I thought they put the chip back in me yesterday, but then I was okay. But then I figured out that they might have put that chip back in my head today because they were like trying to control me, kind of like a video game, So I thought they were putting it back in my head this morning because they were trying to like control me and stuff like that. And like they were trying to make me like walk around in my room and stuff and like control my arms and legs. And so I was like, no, y'all ain't putting this chip back in me. So, I know. Did you want to say?
No.
What? Okay.
No.
Who was that? That was Chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was too
Shut up.
It was like rough.
It's been like 2 weeks now that he's been barking at himself in the mirror.
He likes himself. Or maybe he scares himself.
Oh, look, stupid. He's a nut.
What?
He's just a nut.
What's Sadie up to?
She's following me around like usual.
See what you're up to.
Yup.
Did y'all call the financial aid people?
Yeah, the guy messaged me yesterday. He said he told me that my thing was accepted, but he said it probably won't post onto like my student account till next week.
All right, so at least he did get that part done.
Yeah. Move, baby. Move. Go this way. Go.
You sent him his own message back?
No,
Oh,
I didn't say anything. And then the next morning, he messaged me.
all right, that worked out. Because I was gonna say, he probably was like, "Oh yeah."
And
That's good. That's good. That should work out. 'Cause I prayed about it. I was like praying to God about it. I was like, "Let it just work out."
sorry, hold on. Let me get this director. No, Sadie, I hope you're not underneath there.
Who?
Huh, sorry. I had to move this thing because I'm feeling.
Say, Chance ain't fit underneath nut.
I'm moving this thing because I'm stealing one of Charlotte's dresser things. She's not here anymore.
They moved in their apartment, didn't they?
Huh?
They went ahead and moved in their apartment, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's how is that girl paying for it? Is she got a job?
Jalen?
Yeah.
Get out, Sadie. No. What are you eating? Stop eating that. Come on, go. Get out. She, yeah, she has like a work from home job and she gets the VA money every month too.
How is she getting VA? Is she going to school?
Yeah, she's going to school out here.
Oh, that's why.
And she's Sean's like real daughter too.
Yeah. I knew that part, but I just didn't realize she was going to school.
Yeah.
They probably told him he's maxed out with those benefits.
I know, right?
Like, dang, dude. Well, Tona be finished with his.
Kinda. No, he's got like a year and a half left.
Oh.
Because he's just been going slow. Not rushing it.
Yeah. Well, darn, Courtney be caught up with him.
Yep.
Well, if he goes slow, he can progress. He can make the benefits last longer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, that would be smarter anyway. Because once you get the first degree, then he can't use those benefits anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yep, because you get to do it as long as you're making the right grade.
Yep. Mhm.
I mean, the less classes you take, the less money you get.
Yeah, the less money you get, but still you can do it as long. Yeah. Now, if the person was doing it who was active, they could still do it and have tuition assistance too, so they could do both.
Mm.
But they're just dependent, so his will run out if he gets a degree. You know what I mean? Well, did Naya go ahead and move to Georgia?
I don't know. I haven't talked to her.
What? Why?
Well, over the summer, she was mad at me because she was like, "You always hang out with Charlotte," and I'm like, "Well, I live with her, so you know."
Yeah.
But then, she stopped being stupid, and she's like, "Yeah, I know, whatever." So, and then it was fine, and we were hanging out. I think the last time we hung out was December, and then I just got mad because I was always asking her "Hey, what are you doing?" and she would never answer me. So I'm just like, okay.
What?
But she just hangs out with the people that she talks about all the time. So
that's weird.
Yeah.
I was never like that. Well, who are the people? Are they from there or no?
No, they're people we went to high school with, but I mean, she's just still hanging out with all those people, and I don't care to be around them.
No.
So.
How's Caitlin doing?
Good. She's about to move to Fayetteville.
Nice.
I told you that she came here, right?
No, you didn't.
Oh, the end of December. She because she was home for the holidays and she came down here and surprised me.
Does she act different?
No, she was normal. I
Good,
think
good.
that must have just been since she was in front of everybody and still a real piece of candy. So I was like, oh, thank God.
So, because is she staying off base?
No, I think she's staying on base.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm not mistaken.
Don't take all of our BAH for that.
I don't know. I actually don't know.
I'm surprised. That's who I thought you were. I was surprised you weren't trying to move to North Carolina with Caitlin.
I know, right?
That's what I figured you were going to do.
I wouldn't want to stay there, though. I told her, I was like, let's go to Charlotte.
I know.
She was like, that's too far to drive for me.
Yeah, Charlotte would be. Raleigh, though, wouldn't be, because that's where everybody I know that would be stationed at Fayetteville that didn't want to live in Lumberton. They would live, like, in Cary, like, the outskirts of Raleigh.
Yeah.
And then they would just drive to Fayetteville. Then that way, like, if their spouse or somebody else wanted to drive to Raleigh for something, they only had, like, a 30-minute drive to Raleigh.
Yeah. I told her, I was like, man, if you were anywhere else, I mean, obviously not one of the crazy places, but I was like, you got lucky, though, because, well, she was supposed to be going to, like, overseas, but somehow she got out of it.
Yeah. And see, you could have done the NC Ready schools there. You probably would have got a ton of money because all you would have had to say was you were NC Ready and qualified for it. But like you said, Fayetteville, that's the last place you'd want to go.
Yeah.
Like you said, if it'd be Charlotte or Raleigh, yeah, but not Fayetteville.
I figured, I was just like, yeah, just get through school and then, because, I don't know, even though I don't like being here, I just like that Miss Dee Dee's right down the road. Like yesterday, she came to my work and brought me this cold and flu medicine, and she got me a juice to take with it, and she got me cough drops, because I was like, Miss Dee Dee, what do I take for a cough? And she was like, hold on, let me just bring it to you. I was like, okay.
Good. I appreciate that. Tell her so much. Thank you.
Amy said, tell your mom sorry I can't answer calls or my account has no money. I'm having trouble adding it. And she said, it finally let me add money. Please let her know she can call me.
All right. I'll call her right in a minute. Yeah, just, I mean, I know you don't want to live there long term. You know, like you won't make any money there long term. I mean, unless you get your own business.
Yeah.
But hopefully this will be if we could get rid of this COVID thing, we could speed stuff up around the world, but you know how that goes.
No, baby.
Everybody's just in a limbo because of COVID, you know?
Yeah. Well,
anyway.
I wanted to tell you so you didn't hear from Amy or Miss Dee Dee or whoever.
Oh,
but I was talking to Miss Dee Dee, and because I was telling her about Chance and her sister. What's her name? You know her sister?
Yeah.
That always comes down.
Yeah.
Addison's mom and like the baby's mom.
Yeah.
Because I was like telling her about Chance, whatever. She was like, well, I'm sure like she would love to have Chance, if whatever, and they talked about it. So she's gonna come down soon and get him because she's like, because I was just telling her, I was like, oh no, he's just harder to take care of, and like I can just take Sadie everywhere I go. And she has like this huge fenced-in backyard, and you know they're in the cold mountains. And she has another dog, and the other dog's name is Sadie. And they had the baby. And they said when they go to work, their grandfather like comes over and lets the dogs out and just like takes care of them and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, that would be good because Chance is have I told you about his rash?
No.
He has a rash on his private part. And it still hasn't gone away. So I guess I have to take him to the vet.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it easier. I mean, I just wanted you to make sure you were not doing something impulsive, that you had thought about it for a while. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I finally called Miss Dee Dee a couple days ago, and I was like, because I've been telling her about it, but I've never been like 100%. But I was just like, I just feel like it'd be better.
The only thing is, you know, Sadie's going to go into a deep depression.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm just going to give her a lot of attention.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And because I was like, and And I just know that she's still going to send me pictures and I can literally just see him whatever. I'd rather do that than try to just sell him to somebody.
Because how it was, like, you know, with Pipey, remember? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was the best situation. He had went blind. And, you know, like, she was like, you sure you don't want him back? And I'm like, you know, no, you guys have always, you know, kept in contact and yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing. Well, Sadie's still mine, so don't think you're taking her.
No.
She's still your sister.
Hi, baby.
Yeah. Well, if that helps you make it a little easier, because you can take Sadie with you everywhere. You know what I mean?
You have 1 minute remaining.
Hello. I know. You heard your name. I know. You heard your name.
Oh, I can't wait to see her. I got her portraits. I got the portraits done. Everybody done of her. They're so nice. I gotta get a manila envelope to send it to you so it don't bend. But yeah, they're bad, like bad as in good.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, at least we get to see pictures of Chance, and then when I finally get to leave this stupid place, we can go see him. You know, and be like, oh.
And I just know, like, here, like, I don't know, he's just gonna get more expensive.
Yeah.
Because he's probably gonna have to have surgery.
Yeah. Surgery on what?
His nose?
Oh, yeah. Well, I tried to tell you all this, but this lesson's learned, right?
I know.
Thank you for using Global Telling.
Damn, poor Champ. All right. Well, can I just say that good for you, Harley, not giving in to the chip talk. Just breeze right over it. Harley doesn't take the bait. So what does Laticia do? I'm going to talk about financial aid for school and what everybody else should be doing. Even though 2 seconds ago, I was convinced that they were trying to put a chip in my arm, like that scene from Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Dead with Spencer. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Shut up, Tisha.
I appreciated Harley skipping right over that too. And you know, it's sad about the dog, but also I think it's better than her having a dog she's not taken care of the right way he needs to be cared for. So, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, she
English
sounded
bulldogs
nervous
are high
to tell her mom.
maintenance.
Are they? Yeah.
Well, and I like how Leticia is still just so damn ungrateful. Here, Harley's taking care of both dogs, and all she can think about is, that's my dog. Sadie is my dog. You know, and I've seen them stumble over this before, you know, where Harley refers to herself as Sadie's mom and then changes it real quickly, and Leticia luckily didn't catch on to it. But Leticia's not grateful that Harley's taking care of Sadie. That's her dog, not Harley's. So it's like she's jealous of that even.
You know, Leticia really could benefit from reading the Little Miss and Mr. books, you know, about feelings, you know, gratitude. Remember those books? Or the Sweet Pickles books? You know, maybe that's what we ought to be sending Leticia in Kansas City. She needs, I think that's what she needs.
Jesus fucking God, I'm getting so pissed.
You okay?
Me?
You know that wasn't you muted after you said it instead of before.
What did I say? Jesus fucking Christ.
Fucking God, I'm getting so pissed.
At my phone, man, it keeps disconnecting. On my end, I couldn't hear a word y'all were saying, so I'm surprised you could hear me. My whole screen went blank, and I don't know why. It's not storming anymore or anything. Sorry about that for the bad word. I am getting so pissed.
Just because it came out of nowhere.
Because I couldn't hear you guys at all. I am getting pissed, man. It's not fun. It keeps going out. I'm walking, like I had to walk out in the driveway for it to reconnect.
Next
that's
thing you
what-
know, Allie's going to be saying, listen, I can't go on camera because then I had to wrap myself in foil so that I could get a good signal.
Oh my God.
Oh, bless your heart. We're going to get this internet situation figured out. Come Monday, it's on the to-do list.
Then the screen comes back up and I hear you say, "You okay?" And I'm like, "Who, me? I don't know if you've been talking to me or what the hell's been happening."
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Anyways, yeah. I think that chance is probably better there.
Yeah, he probably would be better
Or
off. I mean, look, the thing of it is when you're a single person and you're young, Harley just turned 18. She's just figuring stuff out with money, and she's going to stumble because that's what you do when you're 18. You mismanage your funds. I don't know anybody at 18 that comes out, able to manage money like E.F. Hutton or, J.P. Morgan. Okay. Everybody makes mistakes and it is for the best, but I will give it to Leticia. This one thing she I think maybe it'll come up later. I don't know because I haven't heard anything yet. I haven't heard any more. I haven't heard any of the calls beyond what we listen to at night with you guys. But I feel like Leticia didn't make a big deal about it this call. But I feel like even if it doesn't happen in February, Leticia put that in the back of her mind for later, and it's going to come up, and she's going to make Harley feel guilty.
Right. And it's not very often that Leticia surprises me anymore. But in this call, Leticia surprised me. And the reason she surprised me is because when Harley said that she was getting rid of Chance, I fully expected Leticia to say, "What, you're not going to get any money for him?"
Yes.
That surprised me. It surprised me that Leticia didn't see that as a missed opportunity to make some money off a dog that she didn't even pay for. In fact, Albert's probably still making payments on Chance.
Bless his heart. Poor Chance. But I will, yeah, I mean, it's, and not English bulldogs are high maintenance dogs. They have a very distinct, all dogs have a distinct personality, but English bulldogs, not all dogs are for everybody. And if nothing, at least she knows where she's rehoming him. I would rather hear her about her rehoming a dog than, taking it to the shelter or something like that, because I will tell you, my cat Mac, he was surrendered right before the pandemic. And we are his third people. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. Mr. Mack came out slightly institutionalized. When he first got here, he, when you watch, the only one I could ever think of is Blood In, Blood Out. Anybody ever seen that movie? It's, about prison gangs, a specific prison gang. Anyway, the way that they're eating in the cafeteria or whatever, Mac was like that. Like he was like scarfing down his food, like he didn't know if he was going to be able to, when he was going to eat again. And Alice would just look at him like, bruh, she's going to be right back and fill that up. Calm down. You're going to make yourself, and I used to tell Mac all the time, like, bruh, you're going to explode like a goldfish. Slow down, but he was a little, institutionalized, and especially at the time of COVID, because they weren't letting people into the dog shelters. It's just
That's so sad.
yeah. And every once in a while he'll have a little, you can tell somebody did Mac dirty. I don't know who it was. I don't know why they did it, because he's the sweetest cat ever. But there are times when you can tell when an animal has come from the shelter.
Yeah, that is so sad. And also some of the shelters don't keep them forever.
No, they don't. They don't. And this is what, this is just a side note on this, since that just a little tiny tangent from me. But I always said that after the kids are out of the house, I was going to dedicate, my time and my money to fostering animals, because for whatever reason, I can speak with animals and I can speak with children. I do not do well with adults so much, but tiny humans and animals, I can get along with just fine. We don't have any issues, and they both seem to like me. So I do intend to do that. I do. I want to, give back, because rescuing Allison and Mac, like, brought me a lot of joy. Like, they're crazy as hell, and I love them to death. But I know they're grateful. I know Mac is definitely grateful to be out of the clink. I know he is. He's grateful, I say.
To be out of the clink.
Yeah.
Yes.
we're spraying Mac from like Pinta. Oh, thank you, Tony. Thank you. Yeah.
So the next two calls are 25 minutes total, and there's
Okay.
20 minutes between these two calls. So like Leticia calls Amy B, and then they hang up, and then she does something else for 20 minutes and then calls Amy back. But it's really a continuation of the same topics. And so the call that we just heard from Harley was on February 20th, which is the day that we all found out Leticia was going pro se. And notice that she didn't say a word to Harley about her going pro se. And, and I did want to mention, I think it was Blue in chat had said, that, like, and I agree. I feel bad for Harley too in that phone call, because you could tell that she had no idea how Leticia was going to react to the news about her getting rid of Chance for whatever reason. You could tell that she was, there was like a little bit of trepidation, But anyway, yeah. So that call that we just heard, and then the next two phone calls that we're going to hear, were all on February 20th, which is when it was announced that she was going to be representing herself.
I remember when it was announced, and I distinctly remember me, and Shmita was there, Dr. B, and all of us were like, what WTF is she thinking? And I'm telling you right now, I know for a fact, for certain, I made at least 20 Dr. T jokes. I'm not even going to lie. I did. That this day, because I never, even an attorney would not represent themselves. You know what they say? If you're an attorney and you represent yourself, you have a fool for a client,
Yep.
So I can't, I remember this. So I remember when they announced it. Thank you, Sexy Wild Thing, Carol freaking Claus. So generous. Thank you. These fur babies. I was almost going to be not live at all tonight, because the cats wanted their soft food, and I was not getting it quick enough. I almost got myself tied in the blinds. I'm just telling you guys. So if I ever go MIA, I'm telling you right now, the first place to start is Alice and Mac. Now, Alice won't crack, but Mac will. He's a snitch. He'll tell you. He'll rat her out in a minute. You guys are the best. All right. You ready to get these going? So Jen, are you telling me to play them together or 1 and 2?
Well, it's up to you. It's 25 minutes total, but they do go together. But it's totally up to you. Just see how you feel towards the 1 minute warning on the first one.
All right, I'll just feel it out. All right, that's what I'll do. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? Let's go.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm all right. Sorry I
Almost your
couldn't answer
birthday.
the past few times.
Oh, it's okay.
Almost, yeah.
I know, almost.
They wouldn't let me add any money. I'm not going to be 40, asshole. I am only going to be 35. The kids told me now I can run for president.
That's true.
Did you see that? Me running for president?
I think you got it, man.
I didn't even vote.
Rennie gets to be the first lady. So
Who's going to be the first lady?
Your dog.
Remy?
Yeah.
Me, Remy. Treats for everyone.
Yeah. That's what she'd be like, treats.
So what's going on, dude? What's this case you had, court case yesterday?
What about it?
Like, you can't represent yourself, dude.
Already
Not
got
in a
this
case
under
this
control.
big.
There's
Right,
already a
you
fence
making us nervous, man.
There's no use to be nervous. I got it.
Well,
got it under control.
You know how everybody interprets everything online. Like, she had to represent herself. I'm like, how? This is a huge ass case, and she's not a lawyer.
Hey, I got it under control. You should already know. I'm a pretty smart person. I ain't gonna do nothing.
I know, but it's a lot more than I think. I feel like it's gonna be a big ass case.
Yeah, but I got it under control.
Well, so you're gonna go February 24th, first, whatever that Arguello is. I don't even know what that means.
Is that the 24th? I don't even know what it is, so you can tell me what it
says
is.
That it says you have an Arguello.
Oh.
Arguello. Court date February 24th at 3 p.m. I think.
3 p.m. Okay, good. I didn't know what time, so now I know.
I think it says 3 p.m. on the little post that the guy from like KOAA newspaper posted. I think it was on the one where Michael Allen did a little WebEx the other day, and he said he can't really tell people what was said in the meeting because a little bit. First off, he said he had to leave the meeting at the one point. You know, it said Al was present, but then it was closed with just you, your attorneys, and that one judge.
Yeah. Well, they had to kick a
bunch
bunch
of nobody. So nobody was there then, even him. So I guess he wasn't even there. So he said he can't comment on that, but he said that, and he tried to elaborate. He said that usually when people go to this type of hearing, this Arguello thing or whatever, it is usually when they're trying to represent themselves. That's usually what the defendant's doing.
Oh.
So that everybody online and everybody and, your aunts and your Dee Dee and friends are like, oh my God, is she doing this? And I'm like, I don't know. I can't talk to her because my account is being done.
Well, no one should worry about it except my friends, which are you and Dee Dee. So I don't really care what the rest of the people think because they mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
And it's none of their business.
Well, Dee Dee's worried. Dee Dee worries about you a lot too, and she's helping out Harley.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said only you and Dee Dee, though. That's what I said.
Well, Dee Dee sent me something. She said that Harley did a whole TikTok series or something, and she outlined your guys' entire trip from Colorado to Texas to Florida to South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wait, what? And Dee Dee's like, yeah, she pretty much just, if that's true, she's like, she just pretty much got herself a first-class ticket to the trial. And I'm like, why would she do that? Because I guarantee her attorney told her not to do that. And like, unless she's doing it for money and followers, I'm like, but so I looked on that TikTok thing. I don't know. I couldn't find it. So, but I'm like, why would Dee Dee say that if it's not true though?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not good at TikTok.
Yeah.
So I looked up Harley, but the last thing I saw was like her biblical testimonies. She does these biblical testimonies.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are. And that was from forever ago. So I was like, well, I don't see it. And then like my roommate knows a little bit about it. So she was like, I don't know, it could be private, like only people that she's friends with can see it. I'm like, but then how would Dee Dee have even heard about it? Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was on TikTok, but we looked on everything. We looked on her YouTube channel, and the TikTok, and we didn't see anything. So I don't know what Dee Dee's talking about. But that wouldn't be smart, right, for Harley to do that? That'd be pretty dumb.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, though, I mean, no, I mean, she's not. She hasn't done anything. I mean, no one even did anything on that drive. So I mean, what was the point? Like there's no point behind that. There's no one.
I guess. Well, because I think it brings her followers, and I'm wondering if she's making money off this stuff.
No. you're not making money off the followers. You promote ads and you make money, but she's not. You'd have to be over 1 million people to make money off promotions, like real money.
I think one of the crime people joined it, like one of those crime online type people or something must have joined her thing, and they were talking about it. But I'm like, I can't even find it, so I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, but that has really nothing to do with anything. That's the thing that people don't understand. So it's quite funny to me. That has nothing to do with anything.
Because I didn't know like what she's supposed to be talking about, what she's not. You know.
Yeah.
I don't want her to do anything to jeopardize anything.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with anything. There's already like what do you call it? Like scientific evidence that proves that. So.
Okay, cool.
That's why I just sit back and be like, oh, okay. This world goes around science, and so science has already proved that, and that was that.
So is your preliminary hearing? So your preliminary hearing, is that like the beginning of the trial then?
I'm not doing the prelim. I'm waiving it. That's why I have a big argument with my attorneys.
Oh, so that's the one that was March.
Mm-hmm.
Was it like
11,
12, 13, 15 or something like that?
Yeah, that's why there was a big disagreement.
Okay. But would that have been the beginning? Was that the beginning of the trial or no?
No, that's just a prelim. You don't have to do a prelim. Like, there's nothing that says you have to do a prelim. Prelims are just there to basically get more WebEx followers, I guess you could say, or whatever they got going on.
All right, that's stupid.
Yeah, so I'm not doing that. I'm not dumb enough to do
that. I thought that was when they start presenting, like, all the evidence, like, here's everything we have, here's why we arrested her, here's this, and then,
but do you know
then, you get time to...
a prelim can go on hearsay.
Okay.
That's why, what's the point of doing it? So, like, a prelim is where, like, a detective can go in the stand and say, such and such told me that this happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they can't do that in a real
case,
right. Like a
real trial, you have to have evidence, and you can like question the people. Like, it's a big shit show of like, what I've learned this whole thing about experts. So you got this one expert who will say one thing, and then another expert who contradicts. So it's a big waste of money. It's going to cost them over $1 million to try my case. It's a big waste of money, all to turn around and do it again.
Wow.
And like, here's the thing about it. If I was to show them a video right now, which I could, they would dismiss the person and call them a lunatic. That's what they would do. They'd dismiss the person, call them a lunatic. Because they invested too much in a wrongful incarceration that they're not going to admit that they're wrong. So, they're already in it. They would dismiss that person's video disposition as saying, hey, this person's a lunatic. He must have lost his ever loving mind. Because that's just how it works. When you get that far in, they're gonna like to admit that they were wrong is a hard thing for people to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you just
But
sit
if it's
back.
the right thing, I mean, I feel like it should be do the right thing.
That's not how. I've learned through this process. It's not what they do. That is not what they do. It's not coming out their pocket. It's coming out the taxpayers' dollars. So if it comes out taxpayers' dollars to like continue to spend expert money and all this to get to the end, to be like, all right, let's call this person and here's a video. There ain't a jury in this country that is going to go against a video and be like, oh, wait a daggone minute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where they'll spend all that money. That's why I just sit back and be like, I got this. Don't worry about what's going on with that hearing. I got it. I don't trust those individuals because I feel like they be in cahoots with them sometimes, and it's probably because I go crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just be starting to feel like they're in cahoots or something. I release records to them, right? I release stuff to them. It was always like they can't get it or, but then I had to turn around. So I had got someone who represented mine and Chance's, in South Carolina, and the Coastal Law Firm. You probably know who they are. They got 4 locations. I ended up getting them to get me my mental health stuff and my medical stuff that my attorneys had spend a year can't get. So why am I able to get it from? Yeah, I got all that stuff from Charleston. You know, the whole thing about Charleston, which I'll tell you.
Yeah.
You know, in Charleston, when I remember when you found me about the hospital and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, so I was like going crazy with the school district. That's why I started working with the school district, because they ended up sending me through their program because I was like losing reality, you know? And so they diagnosed me with schizophrenia. And I was like, y'all crazy. I'm not a schizo, you know, like I was like going crazy. Like, I'm like, whatever, shut up. I'm not crazy, you know? Anyway, so I had to do like 28 hours of treatment and stuff like that. And the school district paid for it because I know you're familiar with it because they have it where they do the mental health for teachers and stuff like that. Yep. And so I did all that and everything, and I signed all release forms to CMHIP and to them, and no one got it. But yet I had to go through the Coastal Law Group to get it because they had it on file. I remembered that they had it on file whenever I had the whole thing with Horry County Schools, and I was like, oh, they got a copy, because I couldn't figure out how to find it in my Yahoo telling somebody to do it. But I remember Coastal Law had a copy of it. So I was like, oh, I'll get it from them. You know, like stuff like that, gotcha. Like simple stuff, like the GameStop footage. It was like I had to like scream to be like, oh my God, like why are y'all calling my family? Why don't you do this? You know what I'm saying? I had to be like, and I had to keep doing it, like to the point where it was all out like disputes consistently. You know, like
so it's like they want to do one thing and you're telling them to do another.
Yeah, these people. Let me tell you how crazy they are. They're so crazy. You know what they said? They're too terrified to look at about the other situation. So they were just like, oh, well, you know, they were like, well, we, you know, like trying to like point blame like a Harley. And I was sitting, I was like, y'all lost y'all's ever loving mind. And I was sitting there like, they were like, oh no, we were just using that as an example because we know like the retaliation is going to come on the other end for the real situation. I said, y'all have lost your ever loving mind. Like
they were going to try to put blame on Harley. Wow.
Yeah, like no, they were going through all the people, like basically like they're saying like, okay, this person's to blame, and this person's to blame, and this person's to blame, and this person, like in general. But that's what they were trying to do, and I was sitting there like, I don't know. It was just not going the right way for me because I'm not going to sit there and let innocent people get any kind of blame. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a victim of that, and I get to see what that's, and I'm not sure as hell about to let somebody else see what that's like.
Yeah,
that
I understand. You've been in there for what, almost a year now? Almost, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much 2 weeks, a year, and like I got to see what it's like to see. You know, I've got to see innocent people get Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment violation, Sixth Amendment violation, Eighth Amendment violation. I mean, think about it. The freaking cops even did that shit to me. When I went in the bathroom, they did that shit to me. They waited till every time I went to the bathroom, when they were asking me questions, they were in there, it was coercion. They were in there threatening me. They were in there threatening Harley. They were in there threatening, and I was like, what does Harley got to do with this? You don't have nothing to do with this. And like, so they just kept doing that, threatening me, like in there, trying to threaten me into.
Well, I think they thought if they threatened Harley, you were going to say some whatever.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, they were trying to like threaten me into like a confession, but they would wait until like the bathroom. We go in the bathroom or something like that, because I'd be like, hey, I got to go to the bathroom.
There's no camera.
Yeah, then they'd follow me in the bathroom. So like, of course, it made my mind say all kinds of crazy stuff. You're threatening me and like having me hemmed up in the bathroom and there ain't nobody around. You know what I'm saying? What in the hell? What is it you think a person's going to do? Their mind's gone. I'm going to call you back on my money, all right? Right, real quick.
Bruh, there was no way that I was going to be able to go through another 15 minutes and not say anything. And Jen, you knew this. And I think that's why you said, just say how you feel.
Busted.
First of all, to start with, never have I heard more sage advice in my life. You can't represent yourself, dude. Or dude, you can't represent yourself. However she said it, she was right. First of all, the preliminary hearing is not hearsay, Leticia. That's not how it works. Oh my God.
No. Yeah. Well, it's all hearsay. And the only reason they have a preliminary hearing is so they can get more WebEx followers, Jen.
Yeah. That's my favorite part. That is my favorite part because that's what everybody wants. You know, I'm quitting the YouTubes. I'm going over to WebEx. Y'all come on. I need my WebEx followers. What the hell, Leticia?
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. And then they violated every amendment that she has. The first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the eighth, the 10th, all of them. All of her amendments were violated. And what's interesting to me, Leticia, is, you know, your story about the bathroom works both ways, right? There's no video footage, so you can say whatever you want happened in the bathroom, just like they can. Works both ways.
Right. And
Ma'am.
remember, the bathroom moments that she's discussing is from January 29th, you know, when she peed a little. And then, and she was trying, you know, it was all the talk
Yeah, that
about.
took me and Allie out.
I didn't hear you.
That took me and Allie out when she said peed a little.
Yeah. You know, so that's where she's saying, you know, it's coercion, which she thinks is coercion with an H. But you know, when they're saying
she said corrosion.
Right. Well, you know, she had to go to the bathroom so badly, and this is after, you know, the tissues, and they're telling her that, you know, she can go to the bathroom, but somebody has to go with her because it appears as if she's getting rid of evidence. You know, you can't clean up down there, as it were, right?
Right.
And that's exactly what she's talking about. But now her version is that, you know, they got her in the bathroom so that they could make threats and all of that. And remember, you know, her phone was taken in the hallway, but very quickly, Mitch Mihalko was in that room with her, getting all of that on camera. Like, you know, and she's trying to say that she, you know, she said she wanted an attorney. And then when they're not, oh God, you guys were all there. We've seen that interview a ton of times. I just, her recalling of that situation a year later is just ridiculous.
Yes. You know what's bothered? You know, address the door issue. Remember how she flipped out about the door?
Right.
She, you know, and the officer said, you're being detained. The closing of the door is part of the detaining process.
Right.
That took me out too. And now she's cahooting. Everybody's cahooting again. The cahooters are cahooting against her.
Right. And she's talking about, you know, what how they tried to get her off camera. No, they tried to keep you on camera, stupid.
Right.
They
And you
tried to keep her on camera.
Right. You came in there and you told them that that a crime had been committed against your person. That means your body just became evidence of a crime, potentially, allegedly, according to you, right? So they have to do what they have to do to collect that evidence. Now, anybody would, in your shoes, probably most likely would have cooperated, right? But not you. No. You didn't want to go to the hospital because you wanted to take a shower, which you never did take, by the way. We all saw. And then when they got you to the hospital, you put up a stink. You acted a fool. And you said you didn't want to go to the hospital with the cops because you didn't want to cause a scene. So what do? You fake having a panic attack. And when they ask you your name, you say 50. When they ask you your date of birth, you say 27. You know, just acting a straight donkey's ass and end up going via ambulance escorted by the damn popo anyway. Idiot.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
And then the way that she was yawning, you know, during these important pieces of conversation. So Amy's concerned about Harley putting out a TikTok video that outlines the entire road trip, which nobody ever saw, you know, nobody in the public anyway. And Leticia gets real careful with her words, and you can hear her stumbling of how she's going to put it. And it seems to me like what she's trying to say is Harley doesn't know anything anyway because I was sneaky as hell when I did Shannon's body. That's what to me, that was my interpretation.
Me too.
Is that Leticia was like, well, Harley doesn't know shit anyway because I hid it from her, which is good. That made me feel good. because I have lots of questions about, the, magical, not existent security camera footage from that hotel, all that.
Right.
But the way that she answered Amy in that section, that actually made me feel better about
Yes.
the road trip.
But her stumbling, yes, dude, that's
Right. So
huge.
she was stumbling, and then that's when she starts that damn yawning stuff. And then she ends up saying,
Yes.
well, that's because nothing happened on the road trip. And then she goes into her definition of science and how the world revolves around science. And there's scientific proof that that didn't happen. That what didn't happen, Leticia? There's scientific proof that you didn't put
What?
Gannon over the side of the bridge, because the opposite of that is true.
Right.
Right.
But
You didn't waive your hearing. Sorry.
right. Right. And
because she's
she
not going to
didn't-
help WebEx get more WebEx followers.
right.
F you,
more
WebEx.
followers. Yeah. Good God.
You're not clout chasing off me.
Right. And another part of that call that I picked up on that I didn't hear the first time, because in these calls, especially these calls with Amy this month are something else.
Aren't they?
And the first time you listen to it, it's so easy to miss things. I could have a whole page of notes and then listen to the call again with you guys and go, wait, what? I didn't hear that.
I could see that because I do it all the time with these. Anyways, I
Yeah.
can totally see that. Yeah.
And in this call, what I missed the first time was when she was telling Amy, she was like, you remember that mental health stuff? And like I was starting to say earlier, when she was talking to the YouTuber about bipolar and schizophrenia and all of that, is like I tried to figure out what was going on around that time, because if she got diagnosed with anything or was seeing a doctor for anything, it was part of some other sort of game that she was
Right.
playing.
Isn't it the time she knocked her cabbage around
No,
at school? This is not
no,
that
that was
time?
in Colorado.
Oh,
Yeah, the bookshelf, the invisible bookshelf falling on her fat head is a Colorado incident.
Okay.
Sorry, you can tell these calls are getting to me right now. No, but when she was talking about how she had to, her public defenders weren't able to get their hands on her mental health paperwork from 2015 and 2016. And, like as if that made them inept, right?
Right.
And she had to go herself and reach out to the Coastal Law Group, because remember that thing I was doing with the
4
Horry County
locations.
schools?
They've got 4 locations, y'all. That was really important for her to say.
And she said,
you know them. They got 4 locations. Sorry, Jen. Sorry.
That's okay. She said, remember what I was doing with the Horry County schools? And that was it. It was that lawsuit, just like I flippin' said. Exactly what I thought it was. My first reaction was, okay, what else was going on in Leticia's life where she had to pretend that she was crazy? And that's exactly it. She confirmed it for me in this phone call with Amy. It was when she was suing the Horry County School District for sexual harassment from the assistant principal. So she was trying to say that it affected my mental health. And then she made the school district pay for counseling and therapy, but it was all part of that lawsuit where she's trying to get paid. So it's right after she's threatened to sue a different school because she says that Landon's family member is harassing her, when she lost her teaching license, because, and she said she had to move on a military move.
Yes.
I'm not explaining that very well, but hopefully we're all familiar enough with it to know what the hell I'm talking about right now. So
you're ringing a lot of bells. Yes.
She threatened to sue over, losing her teaching license, but she didn't sue over that. Instead, she chose to go back and sue the Horry County School District for the sexual harassment. And they settled and she was paid out of court. But that's when she was seeking mental health treatment, was during that damn lawsuit. So once again, using mental health in the court system, not to stay out of prison that time it was to get paid.
Yep.
So she's a
Oh,
full
she
on
pisses me off.
malingerer. That's full on malingering though. If you think about it, right? It's the absolute definition of malingering, which is to lie.
Right.
And in that one situation, the first situation, the initial situation with the school district, I'm not going to say the name of the school district because, to be quite honest with you, the way that it's pronounced just makes me laugh. I'm sorry. So here she is in civil litigation, and she's malingering in an effort to get more money. And now
Right.
she's in a criminal investigation and malingering in an effort to get out of trouble. What a
Right.
POS you are, Tisha.
Right.
Yeah.
And okay, the only other note that I have on that call, and I will tell you, so you guys remember when I was processing these calls and I had to have an emergency therapy session with you guys?
Mhm.
Yes.
That was after the next call. I was like,
Oh,
all right, I
my.
can't
Okay.
take this shit anymore. I need the girls.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Okay. Okay. So that
Oh,
Yeah, but also putting the pieces together with the timeline. When Leticia went pro se, that's when she said that stupid thing about knowing when to hold them and when to fold them. But she also said, I've got an ace in the hole. And her ace in the hole was this video that she keeps referencing. She's always talked about two pieces of evidence that were going to exonerate her. I mean, I don't think she used the word exonerate because there's probably too many syllables. But and those two pieces of evidence were this video that was allegedly on an iCloud that the police didn't get, and that was a video of Albert, by the way, and then this GameStop footage, and we know that they're bullshit, but I just wanted to, say that that's what she's talking about there. She's talking about her ace in the hole is that video. We never saw the video. You know why? Because the video was bullshit, just like every other excuse she had for the dumb shit she was doing.
Right.
But
Little Red asks, where can she find the paperwork describing the case was settled with an undisclosed amount?
so I've got that on the website, but Melissa Jade was looking for, I thought that I had the whole complaint, the civil complaint on the website, and it's not there. So I'll make a note because I do have it. I got it off of Pacer. If you want to go get it yourself, it's on a website called Pacer.
yes.
But you just have to know that she purposely misspelled her name. So
Yeah, she
what I would
uses
do, if
Pacer.
you're going to look for it yourself, I would go to my website, crimecurious.com/Stauch, and look at some of the sexual harassment paperwork. And on that paperwork, the two pieces of paperwork that I have there, you'll have the case number. And then you go to Pacer, Pacer, and put in that case number, and you'll have a list of all the documents that you can get. And that complaint gives details of, what she says this guy had done to her.
She said
Otherwise,
she
you
has
can wait
part
for me
of
to
it,
do
but
it.
never. Oh, sorry, Jen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Otherwise, you can wait for me to do it, but I'm telling you, it'll probably be the middle of next week before I can update the website on documents again, because I've got a ton to put up there on several different cases. But yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. I just wanted to. She said I have part of it, but never found the part that says
Yeah.
she received money.
Yeah, and that's my bad. I just neglected to put it on the website.
But Lil Red says it's okay. I can take care of it. Look at me being a bootleg Hogwarts owl.
All right,
Passing
well, listen,
messages.
Little Red, help me out then. Since I can't find it, even though I know I have it, if you do get your hands on it, feel free to email it to me and save me a little time. I would appreciate you so much.
Allie, what do you got, babe?
I love help.
Yes. What you got? What you got, man?
Nothing really. I think we covered most of that last call. I did come in on my computer because my phone it's almost dead, but it doesn't matter. I'll probably have better service over here, and I had to be at my mom's anyway on my phone. Like I ended up just walking inside, try to get better internet. So yeah, that's why I'm on a different, came in on another one. But other than that, no, I'm just excited to hear the next one because
Yeah, me too.
what you
I'm
said.
I want to hear it. And this thing about GameStop has really bugged me. And I'm annoyed also with what she's trying to explain to Amy at the end of this call about Harley. Okay. What Leticia's talking about, I suspect, and this is what you talk about with your attorney when you're talking about possible defenses. Okay. There is a such thing as the alternate suspect or the alternate perpetrator, or what is the other word they use, Jen? Alternate. I can't remember now the other
I'm
word they
drawing a
use
blank.
for it, but they all mean the same thing. Basically, somebody else, potentially somebody else committed the crime.
It's a third man defense.
Right. Yeah, there you go. So that's what they're trying to explain to Leticia. And what they're trying to tell her is this is what I suspect, because this is what makes sense, the most sense to me. No, not an accomplice. The action, like Leticia didn't do it. This other person did. It's an alternate suspect, I think is what or the third man defense. Anyway, but this is what I think they were explaining to Leticia. I think they were trying to explain to her about Quincy Brown, Eduardo, and I think what they were also trying to say is, we're not another attorney. One avenue to go down is to blame Harley, okay? And that, I mean, they're not. That could have been a potential defense. You see what I'm saying? Something that they discussed, but not in the way Leticia's trying to make it out. As if they said they were gonna blame Harley. I think they were using Harley to explain the alternate suspect defense. That's what I'm trying to say. See, she gets me all, twisted up because she irritates me. And she's called
Amy's a little too involved.
Yeah, she's called
Jen.
everybody crazy. Everybody is crazy but Leticia, yet Leticia's the one that pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity.
Yeah.
Make that make sense.
I just think Amy I don't know why does Amy, like, why is she like, oh, Harley's she cares more about what Harley's posting than Tisha does. And I just think she's a little too involved. I do wonder how she feels now looking back. And then KPM, you're right, that did rattle Tisha. She says it sure rattled Tisha though. Speaking of them talking about this potential TikTok video, which didn't exist. I followed Harley's TikTok closely and her Instagram through the whole process. I even she messaged me back in the beginning. She didn't know I had a channel, and it was just small talk. But then when I told her about my channel, she quit responding. But I never saw a video like that ever. I do remember she did like a series about her spiritual journey, and in like one or two of videos from that series, which curious, Jen, you can correct me on that if you know, she does mention Tisha and like hints at the case in ways, but it's nothing like blatant or huge. It was just something little.
Oh no, hold on, Debbie. No, babe. I think you might be behind. Thank you so much. That was so sweet of you. No, I just didn't want anybody dropping the links. YouTube, it's considered an external link, and I think that YouTube is starting to crack down on that. That's the latest rumor. And so I just said, if anybody wants to give any of us a tip, all of our links are in our about section. That's it. You're not getting anybody in trouble, babe. But thank you so much. You're always so sweet. You make sure that you're doing something for yourself. And I'm sorry to hear about your friend. Pneumonia is the worst. It's awful. I'm
yes,
sorry.
Debbie, thank you. That was so sweet. I appreciate that so much. And then KPM says she wanted to protect Harley, which that may be, but also I feel like telling Tisha the way she did, she was like kind of stirring stuff a little bit too. To me anyways, that's kind of what I took from it. But
it's hard to it's the thing about this situation that I find interesting is that it's if you're on any if you are trying to help Leticia in any way, shape, or form, you almost can't help anybody else because Leticia is the worst. So if you believe her, it's like you have to not believe or listen to or be around. And I'm not saying that's Leticia's rule, but it just feels that way. Like it's not the same as that. Well, it is kind of the same. Like with the Gypsy Rose case, it's very, for some people, it's very cut and dry. Gypsy is 100% the victim and Nick is 100%, Nick and Dee Dee are 100% the villains, right? With Leticia, it's very clear Leticia is the obvious and only villain in this story, right? Completely. But if you're listening to her or looking out for her, you can't really be looking out for anybody else because she's so horrible. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't, because it doesn't even make sense to me, and I said it. I don't think I'm getting it out
so
what I
horrible
mean.
and chaotic. Well, she's so horrible and chaotic. It is hard there's no room for anybody else to need anything or be really be through it. You know what I mean? That's what I took
that's
from
what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say, because she can't really, if she's looking out for Harley.
See, I know you.
You do know me. If she's looking out for Harley, right, and worried about her, telling Leticia that Harley put out a video, or she heard, because she didn't see this. She heard that Harley put out a TikTok video, basically, Google mapping their trip from Colorado to Texas or to Florida, and telling Leticia that, who's now, by the way, pro se, representing herself. Do you know what I'm saying? If Leticia was as half as smart as she thinks she is, you know what she should be doing? The first thing she should be doing is subpoenaing Harley's TikTok account. First sending something to TikTok where it can't be altered. Nothing can be deleted from the TikTok. She can add stuff to TikTok, but nothing can be deleted from the TikTok, preserving the account. Then the next thing she should do is subpoena Harley's TikTok account, right? So, Leticia, you're not 1/8 as smart as you think you are. I'm sorry to tell you that, but you're not.
And it's like she literally said, I went and looked and I couldn't find it. It's like there's no evidence of this being true. It's just a rumor. It's probably not true. But let me just fuel your
right. Let me
anger a little more.
Right. Let me let you go off. So who's she going to go off on, right? With Leticia, because we know Leticia's going to has to direct her anger somewhere, right? And the rumor. So there's two people involved. Dee Dee? No. Is that right, Dee Dee?
Yep.
Dee Dee?
Yep.
And Harley. Right? So who's she going to take it out on? Who's she going to direct her anger at?
Exactly.
She's ridiculous. It's just absolute. Oops, I clicked the wrong thing. Absolute poppycock.
And Jen, I was thinking about you at the beginning of this video.
Why?
When or not in the beginning of the video, in the beginning of the call.
Oh, okay.
Because the way that Amy stumbles over and over again on Arguello.
Oh.
It is so blatantly obvious that there has never been one single Hispanic person in Amy's life ever.
Bless her heart.
For so many reasons, not just because of that, but for her. It's just, I don't know. It just
listen out, Amy. I will be the first person to tell you that salsa makes everything better, except for eggs. You can't make eggs better because they're gross. Period. Just throw the whole thing away.
I put jalapeno salsa on my eggs.
The fact that you eat eggs, I just don't know. A lot of people eat eggs.
Like
I don't know why. I'm weird about it. I honestly don't even know. I don't like the way that eggs smell. So I've never actually eaten an egg, because my theory is, I'm going to tell you, they stink to me. So if I gag at the smell of them, how am I going to put that in my mouth? There's no way it's making it. So I don't, they disgust me. I'll cook with them. Like I can, make cookies and cakes and anything, fried chicken, all that stuff. But I just will not eat like a scrambled egg or fried egg. I don't like the way they smell.
Oh
if
my goodness.
anybody's cooking eggs, I make them cook it really low, because if they cook them too high, then they really stink. I can't do it, y'all. I'm telling you, no me gusta eggs.
Well, I don't think they smell good, but I do love them. I love hard boiled ones, scrambled ones, all the things. Hey, Inshore for Life.
Nope, don't like them. I can't eat them at all. Just me and eggs. It's the one thing. The eggs are a deal breaker. I'll try almost anything once, but not fucking eggs. Sorry, just not happen. All right, so should we hear this last call and then call it a night, ladies?
Yes, but I just
think so.
realized I was wrong. I
Uh-oh,
actually called
okay.
you guys. I actually called you guys, after a full mind loss, after call number 28. I'm sorry. I just realized I was looking at my notes wrong. I mean, this is another call from Amy B, and it's more talk about
Okay.
going pro se. But the call that I called you guys about, losing my shit, that we're going to hear tomorrow.
That's okay. It's just I'm gonna have to put it in your dossier. It's going on your record that you were incorrect on this day at 10:34 p.m.
How dare you?
How dare you. All right, here we go, you guys.
Okay.
All of my day oneers know about my disgust for eggs. All of them. All right, here we go.
Okay. Thank you for using Global Telling.
Hey,
All right, you could have.
I'll wait till another time. But anyway, so what I was saying is you just can't I can't effectively communicate with them when I got constantly there's they got this WebEx thing going on, and then you can hear everything. You know what I'm saying? Like on the
Is WebEx like a video chat kind of?
Right, but the audio here at the jail is not that good, and you can hear. Okay, so the other day I was sitting in there, and you could hear this other dude was 3 booths down, and you could hear him. He had a robbery case, and you could hear everything his attorney said, and everything that he said, and so they took me in there yesterday.
Oh, that's not good.
Right, so I'm supposed to talk to this judge yesterday in private. Now we had all these people that stopped popping on. He kicked them off. He did a great job, whatever, but I couldn't explain everything to him because right outside was the deputy transports, and then all the inmates were out there because they were all getting in line to go in the different booths. And with it being me, they already know who I am anyway. So everybody already knew I had court because people had already told me they heard it on the radio. So the people heard it on the radio had already said something to me in the hallway. So I was trying to be very cognizant of that, not saying stuff out loud. You know what I mean? So I didn't say much. But what I did was I had to find a way to reach out to say that it wasn't in private. And I wanted to let Judge Bain know that it was not a private conversation at the facility. I don't think not on purpose. It was just based on the surroundings and the audio and stuff like that. It wasn't a private conversation. So I had to have somebody reach out to Judge Bain to let him know that. So I really look to redo the hearing, or to be able to have more of a private hearing or whatever. So
Maybe they'll take you. Well, you're going to talk to Judge Warner on the 24th.
Warner's my judge, but so I'm gonna tell him, on that day, I'm gonna just be like, sir, I couldn't have a private conversation with Judge Bain, so I don't feel like this is working right now with WebEx. You know what I mean?
But so when you go to talk to Judge Warner, will you be in person with him then? Will they actually take? Are you doing anything in person yet?
No, see, that's the thing. So why we're going through this?
I mean, I don't see why.
We're all stuck on these. They got these little booths, and the audio is so echoey. I could hear. I'm telling you, 3-4 booths down, I could hear everything people were saying. So I was just sitting there I don't want to say it. You know what I'm saying?
So it's not private. Yeah.
Right. So it's not.
And the guards can hear you, and then they could go tell whoever they want to tell.
Yeah, and not to mention the inmates. The inmates I have to mainly worry about, because they're standing over there going to their hearing. I mean, when they're hearings, and if it's the dudes that I trust, which are very few, I wouldn't worry about it. But I don't know the rest of these characters. You know what I'm saying? There's a select group that has looked out for me through thick and thin, but then you got this other group that I don't know. They could say anything or hear it. You know what I mean? Because they had already heard.
Why don't they have soundproof rooms? That's what. Yeah, but that's if they're not going to let you meet in person because of COVID. But COVID's almost over. There's vaccines now. Why can't they go back to normal where you can talk in person to your attorney, in person to the judge?
Well, so the lady started to bring that up because like their boss was there or whatever, and she started to bring that up, and I was like, it's not even important because I'm tired of hearing this. Here's the problem. For inmates, they wanted us to keep okay, you guys have to be held here, but we're gonna change the Constitution for COVID, but we're still gonna hold you. You see what I'm saying? So basically, they said the right to a speedy trial doesn't exist anymore because the Supreme Court said it doesn't have to exist. All right, and then there's the Fifth Amendment, the Sixth Amendment. I mean, think about them trying to force a confession out of me, thinking about the coercion and all that. Think about the Eighth Amendment violation, all that. So all that continues to keep happening, but yet we, as an inmate, have to abide by everything they say and be held accountable. Like, hey, y'all got to wait here until COVID passes, but we'll adjust the Constitution based on COVID. But you see what I'm saying? So like that kind of stuff there is like in itself looks very bad, because the county adjusts what they want when they want for certain things, but not for other things. I mean, we all had to sit in here with 900 people getting COVID. You know what I mean?
That's
but,
crazy.
You see what I'm saying? But it doesn't really matter about anything else. So like that was my point, and there was no point in me saying anything to that judge in there, because what was the point of me mentioning the legit conflicts I had? The conflicts of them talking to people in my family, that pissed me off the most, because they had no business giving information to Katrina. That pissed me off that time. That was a complete violation of everything,
I thought you told Katie back before she was allowed to give information to Katrina.
You're not no. I said that you could give contact, like, hey, here's the login for WebEx. Here's, this, like that. Those were the things that I said. It got a little bit more deeper than that, and I was just, I wasn't okay with that. And then,
I know Katrina talked to Katie and them a lot. I mean, I talked to Patrick, but it was more like an interview, like a
See,
like a witness statement.
They focused on that mitigation so much when I was sitting there telling him, like, hey, I have information to tell you that I'm not going to tell you over the phone. I'm not going to tell you over video. I'm not going to show you over this. I'm not going to give you a login over this to the other iCloud. I was like, I'm not giving you that over the phone. Just as soon as I give you the login to that other iCloud over the phone, they're going to have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that stupid.
But that could be a way of, what's it, like kind of getting the case even dismissed. So if you give it, the only person in the world that knows this login to your other iCloud, say you give it to Katie.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, something in there the DA has, that they gave it to him. Then the case needs thrown out because they're cheating.
That's the thing is, all Katie will say is, oh, they're not supposed to do that. That would be pretty bold. Well,
that's what she told me. She told me they're not supposed to.
That's all she'll say. The thing is, I've literally been in a visit and had the jail come and act on what I had said in the visit, just something random. Told them about it. I said, okay, maybe that was a coincidence. Specifically said something again. I said something about the man with diabetes that time. Purposely said something, not related to my case, totally separate. They came in and moved me from that dude with diabetes because they didn't want me to dismiss on saying what they were doing to him. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I knew, well, wait a minute, this stuff ain't being in private. That's how it all began, with me not believing that it was in, private. And all they would say,
but I feel like if you can prove that too, then that should be dismissal of the case.
That's all they kept saying, is this a pretty bold move? It's a pretty bold move if they do that. Well, they've done a pretty bunch of bold stuff. A part of it is that the fact that they're, wasting all this money to have to sit here and turn around and do it again is a pretty bold move. I mean, that's just what they're going to do. People are not going to admit they're wrong. This is not what they're going to do. So that's what pisses me off. But I just have to sit back and be like I said, you could literally sit there and hand them one piece of information, and they would dismiss the person as a lunatic. They would.
Is there any chance of getting in to meet with people face to face anytime soon?
Nope. They said not doing anything till people get vaccines, and then the inmates are going to be the last people.
Well, they're not going to give the jail people vaccines. You're going to be last. I haven't even got mine, and I'm a teacher.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be last, so which would mean even longer. And then they tried to sabotage the whole thing with the judge, because they knew I was going to do trial by judge, because all I really had to do was present a few things to the judge, and it would be dead proof that they holding me on the wrong stuff and holding me illegally. And they tried to sabotage that. My own attorney tried to sabotage that by filing that private motion, by trying to let the judge in on, on that private motion, trying to let them know about that. Don't let them know about any of that. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't need to know it till he sees it first time and be like, oh my God.
So I get why you're hesitant with them. I get it.
Yeah.
But I just don't want you to represent yourself if you don't know all the law stuff. I'm afraid they're going to get you on a technicality or something.
No,
maybe the coastal lawyers will help you or something.
I got it under control. I'm not going to tell any person what's going on.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, our call's recorded. So.
Or who's coming on. I'm not, and I'll let you put a hint on that one. I'm not telling anybody what's going on or who's coming on. Because if I tell anybody what's going on or who's coming on, then people will try to start sabotaging that, and I'm just not going to do that.
Yep.
But yeah.
That's very smart.
But because I have to go, but I'll talk to you later, okay?
All right.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
A link.
There's a lot to unpack in this one also.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
She couldn't be more wrong. I mean, she is wrongity wrong. Even just wrong. Both of them are wrong. Leticia, do you understand? I know that you're the smartest woman alive. So I'm surely you're aware of this. Discovery works both ways, right? So if you tell your lawyers about a video and an iCloud, and you give them the login and the password, they're going to have, and they find the video that you're talking about, they're going to have to turn that over, right? Idiot.
Right. She doesn't know shit about the rules of evidence. If she does, in fact, have exculpatory evidence, she has to turn it over within a certain amount of time. The same way that the district attorney's office has to turn it over. The DA is supposed to have it.
Right. And she's going for what is tantamount to a habeas corpus, and she hasn't even been convicted yet.
Right.
This is not the time for that ding dong. What you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to do is, if you've got exculpatory evidence, as my friend Crime Curious Jen over here said, you turn it over ASAP. There's timing issues. And also, Leticia, nobody changed the Constitution. Okay. But if you read the Constitution, you would understand that there are certain things, certain situations where it's not that you're waiving a right to a speedy trial or any part of your constitutional rights are being violated, but under what did they consider COVID? What did they call that? And I know it's a pandemic, but they declared it something, a national disaster or something, like global pandemic. There you go. That alters the things, the application of the Constitution, which is written into the Constitution. Idiot.
Right. Well, and so what she was describing there, wrongly, is that she had a conflict hearing with Judge Bain, and she did not express to him her reasons for wanting to fire her attorneys in a way that he understood and felt was valid. And we know what her reasons are, because when she failed at that hearing, she then turned around and wrote a letter and said, well, I didn't have privacy and here's my actual conflicts. But she also copied that letter. She wrote another letter with the same shit to Judge Werner so that it would all be on the record, even though it's supposed to be private. Conflict hearings, nobody's supposed to be privy to that information except for Leticia, the chief judge, and Leticia's attorneys. That's it. But Leticia went ahead and wrote it to Judge Werner because Leticia makes the rules.
Right.
Then she was able to have a second conflict hearing. And that's when that's when everything went Leticia's way. So she got a mulligan and she got her way, but it's not because she was right.
Correct. This is another one of those times when they gave in to her because it was no skin off their noses and they didn't want to deal with her, the wrath of her, you know.
Right. And you can't keep an ace in the hole that you're going to whip out at the last minute like you're on some sort of
Matlock.
Matlock, exactly. You're not going to have a Matlock moment. You're not going to waste all of that taxpayer money. And then at the end of the trial, you're going to go, oh, by the way, here's the evidence that I've been hanging on to that completely exonerates me.
Right. Like the rules of evidence exist so that it's fair for both sides, right? And both sides get to know what the evidence is, and both sides get to an attempt to admit evidence into the record. And not everything that is attempted to be admitted into evidence ends up getting admitted into evidence. Or, you know, and even and then there's where they have to alter it. Leticia, I wouldn't even represent myself. Ever. I wouldn't represent myself for a fucking traffic ticket. Are you kidding me? I would hire an attorney for that. That's what they're there for. Smart people know what they don't know, Leticia. That's why you're not smart. You dumb.
And kind of like what I was saying last night, you know, about how Amy does have some redeeming qualities, and how, you know, every once in a while she'll start to question Leticia, and then Leticia just shuts her right down. And that happened again on this phone call. Leticia's talking shit about Aunt Katrina as if Aunt Katrina had somehow done her wrong by talking to her attorneys. And Amy was like, well, wait a minute. I thought you gave her permission to, you know, and Leticia's like, oh, no. And then, you know, spins it.
Right.
You know, and Amy backs down and goes away from it. But every time I think that Amy's going to actually question her, like Amy's like, no, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This isn't making sense.
No, I was giving her permission to get the WebEx passwords.
Right. Bullshit.
We heard the calls, you liar mouth. We heard them. And here's the deal. She did give Katrina permission. But here's the thing. Anybody can talk to your attorney, Nimrod. It's what your attorneys tell the other they're not allowed to talk. The attorney, I mean, it's not like they can not, and let me explain what I mean by talk, because I know you use talk for many, many things. Like the jail's forbidding you to talk, although what they really are forbidding you from doing is toilet talking. But, you know, that's tomato, you know, Leticia.
Right.
Katrina is allowed to inform your attorneys of anything. I could inform your attorneys of anything if I wanted to. They just can't disclose anything pertaining to your case to me or anybody else. And that violates attorney-client privilege.
And remember that the thing that Katrina, you know, the thing that got Katrina kicked off of, you know, Leticia's good side is because Leticia went to Katrina and started talking all kinds of shit about taking $150,000 from the cartel so she could buy Harvey a car, because she's not going to snitch on the cartel. So she's going to get $150,000. And Katrina, and also the stuff about the retirement and all of this. And remember, Leticia is indigent, allegedly.
Correct. Right.
Okay. And so when Katrina told the attorneys about all of this money that Leticia's got coming in. Now, Leticia didn't have shit coming in, but Leticia led everyone else to believe that she had all this money coming in. So once again, it's an example of Leticia's lies biting her in the ass. And when Leticia's lies bite her in the ass, she blames the person that she lied to every single time. So that's why Katrina got kicked off the good list, because Katrina talked to her attorneys about all of this stuff that Leticia was feeding her. And that's not a violation. Nobody did anything wrong except Leticia. Leticia lied. And then when her lie bit her in the ass, then Leticia turned on the people that she had lied to. She does it. I mean, she does it in so many situations.
She does. Yeah. She does. Hang on just one second. Hey, Mrs. Troy, it's good to see you. It's been so long. I'm sorry that you were sick, but I'm happy you're back. It's good to see you, babe.
Yeah, Neely,
what you got, babe?
Nothing really about that call in particular. I mean, everything you guys said, I was thinking just like her comment about, Katrina not supposed to get that stuff. I don't know. I zoned out on that one. I zoned out a little bit, to be honest with you.
I kind of did a little bit too, because I was like,
Yeah.
I think I rolled my eyes so far in the back of my head that this time I saw Mac and Alice's brain, and I might have even blacked out and dissociated for a second.
Yes.
Because it was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous. Yikes on bikes. Like she just, but this goes to, and this is, I'm glad we got these calls because all of this stuff, what you laughing at?
Violet Christine says, the lie gets a cold sore when it bites TT in the ass. Oh. Okay, that's the comment of the night.
Then she said, because she don't use Summer's Eve, I can tell.
Oh my God. I'm glad we got these calls, because remember, as the public back in this, when this all happened, when it was announced that she was going pro se, there was all this stuff was going on in the background that we weren't privy to. And now we know, now we are hearing firsthand this ridiculous ass thought process. I got it under control. I've got it under control. Famous last words, right? Yeah.
Yeah, she's got it under control. Then the next question Amy asked her, like about some hearing, she's like, yeah, I don't even know what that is, but I got it under control. I'm like,
I got it off. Yeah, I'm gonna listen. I'm getting ready to do all my video dispositions, which I don't even know what those are, but good for you, Tisha. She's got all the amendments correct. Everybody's going to be in trouble. There's no privacy. Amy thinks that she's going to get her entire case dismissed. Leticia's talking about a habeas corpus, which basically is it's illegal for them to hold you. They're breaking the law, not you. And those are hard to mount. And they're, first of all, they come after a conviction, not before. I mean, sometimes they come before. That's not true. But she's using it wrong anyways. Bottom line, she's an idiot.
Yes.
I look forward, and I hope that it exists. I really look forward to the time when we hear Amy finally take all of those times where she went, wait, what? Wait, hold on.
Right.
Like, put them all together and walk the fuck away.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Habeas corpus is an actual claim of innocence. It's actual innocence, not a technicality. Not they didn't sign a search warrant in the right place. One of the I's was crossed and the T was dotted. It's an actual innocence claim. Leticia is not actually innocent. I don't give a rat's fat kneecap what video she has on an iCloud somewhere. God only knows.
That
doesn't exist.
Scientific proof, Jen.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Science, bitches.
Jesus.
God. And by the way, she's not telling anybody who she's going to call as witnesses. That's what she was trying to say at the end there. Also, not allowed. You have to give a witness list. You have a right to see the states, right? So that you can start preparing your defense and getting your questions together and trying to impeach their testimony, and they can do the same thing.
Right. And what was the other thing? Oh, she wants a bench trial. And she's mad at her attorneys because when she told them that she wanted a bench trial, her attorneys put it in a motion that she wanted a bench trial. And that was sabotaging. That was
I forgot about. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
No, I just said I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. That was her attorneys sabotaging her ability to get a bench trial because they were giving the judge a heads up, and that's sabotage. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. I don't know. Is somebody playing the Beastie Boys in the toilet talk?
Right?
Y'all, it's a sabotage.
All right. I've dropped the F-bomb twice. As far as like the topics of the calls go, If I could, I would say play one more call. It's 4 minutes and 33 seconds because all of the next calls after that all go together, but that first
Okay.
one doesn't, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. So play this one from Harley.
Yeah,
How
and
long
then
is this one?
and then I
4
would just make
minutes?
that one the last one for tonight.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because they're trying to sabotage you. You know, you have to tell the judge if you want a bench trial. You have to waive your right to a jury trial. Also, in Leticia's case, neither outcome was going to be better for her. See, when you have a really complex case, like I would like with Nicholas go to John. I actually think that him deciding against a bench trial, which is what he got initially, and then he decided he didn't want the bench trial anymore. He wanted a jury trial. I actually think the complex nature of his case, particularly around his Asperger's syndrome, would have been much better suited for a bench trial than a jury trial. Those are very difficult concepts for the average person to understand, particularly when you have somebody saying, well, I had an angel and a devil on my shoulder. That's indicative of, in the way that they used it as an example, the DA did their job. That is deliberation. But it's deeper than that. And so it would have been better as a bench trial. Idiot. Idiot, Leticia. No outcome would have been good for you. None. All right, so let's play the second call and then call it a night. All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey,
Hey.
what's going on?
You still can't do the same thing with me?
No, I was going to tell you to call them again today.
Okay.
Somebody else had to go through the same problem, and they had to keep harassing the people. And, like, the girl,
Okay.
her dude he'd done his the same amount of time as you done. And, like, he just had to keep telling them, like, what else do I need to do? This is ridiculous, So.
Okay.
Because we have to schedule it now. We can't do like we did before. Because the other people in the other wards were abusing it. They were like staying on it for like 3 hours and 5 hours.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. So I tried to go do it, schedule you one out. But it wouldn't let me still. You at work?
No.
Doing your schoolwork? No.
Yeah. I am.
Okay. What's Sadie doing?
She. Sadie?
Say what now? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, I don't know where you went.
That was so weird. You like hung up with you. Where did Sadie go? Oh, she's just lying on my clothes in my closet.
Oh my lord, you got clothes on the floor and she's laying on them.
Yeah.
She does everything Pipey did, didn't she?
Yep, she's a weirdo.
Yeah.
Complete weirdo.
Have you talked to Britta?
Nope, I'm still blocked. And guess what she did?
What?
You know how she got like her stomach tucked and all that stuff?
Yeah.
How she was getting that surgery? Well, Julie went over there to check on her. And she told Julie that she had stomach cancer.
What?
Yeah, and she was like helping her and like cleaning her because she had poop all over herself and all this stuff. And she was like, yeah, I feel so bad. Like, she had stomach cancer. I was like, no, she just got plastic surgery.
She told Julie that she had, oh my god.
Yeah. And I was like, what? No, she got her stomach tucked.
Oh my god. She is losing it. No, she's already lost it. Never mind, she's not in the process. She's already done it. If she done that for Julie, they could feel bad.
Yep.
Julie told you that?
Yep. Because she texted me. I asked her on this because she texted me. she was like, I went over there to check on her. I had to change her bandage and clean because she had poop all on herself. And I was like, and then I guess I didn't say what I said. She said, "Are you serious? She lied to me. Got me thinking she had a serious illness." I said, "No, it's plastic surgery." And she goes, "Wow." She said, like stomach cancer. Wow, just wow. I was like, what?
Oh God.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Oh, this was the free car. I'm not laughing at that. I'm just laughing at that Julie's probably like cussing her out in her head.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right. Well, tell Julie I love her and I miss her.
Okay, I will. Love you
All
too.
right. Love you too. Tell Sadie love her and even Chance. You better get
Okay,
some good
he's
pictures of him before you go.
He's looking at me. Hi, baby. He's looking
I know.
at
You
me.
better get some good pictures of him if you're gonna give him away.
I will.
All right. Love you. Talk to you soon.
All right, love you.
Okay, bye. Hey. If I open
Sorry, you guys. I couldn't even, I couldn't make it stop. And it was just, anyway. Damn, nothing is sacred with Aunt Brenda. They put her all the way on blast.
Yeah. I don't know. I just, who the hell knows the truth of anything they say?
Right? Maybe Aunt Brenda said it was maybe Aunt Brenda is telling Julie the truth and she lied to y'all. Because maybe she wouldn't want to put stomach cancer on you, Leticia.
Exactly. That's very possible. I thought about that too.
What do you think, Jen? What's the deal? I feel like you know the backstory, so what's up?
I love how you guys know that when I'm quiet, it's because I have so much to say.
Yes. We know you. We're familiar
Give it
with
to
your
us.
brand.
Yes.
Well, here, the very next call that we're going to start with tomorrow is Leticia calling Aunt Brenda because she hung up the phone.
Okay, so okay.
Right. Or no. Wait, let me see. No, the next call is Amy L. And then we have Harley, and then we have Brenda. I don't know. What I can tell you is that when Leticia says that she's not laughing at that, she's absolutely laughing at that.
Of course she is.
Of course, Leticia would find it funny that Aunt Brenda got a tummy tuck and told people it was cancer.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It goes back and forth. That's what I'll say. Later on in the calls,
we'll
it goes
find
back
out.
and forth.
Shit. Well, now y'all got see this. This might be a good thing. You know, I'm always a proponent for you got to say something for the second date, and that is what we're doing.
That's what I'm doing.
Yes. And also, did you catch that? Our next call is Amy L. We have.
Yep.
That's going to be interesting. So
interesting.
We are starting tomorrow with Amy L.
Yes, and that is another friend that she had, so that she met after.
Yeah, Little Miss Power of Attorney.
We've talked about her, before. She's the one who did the interview, you guys, and the one that the Glare played with. She did with the Critical Case. Couldn't think of her name.
Yep. I just want to answer River really quick, because I feel like you're asking me, but I'm not sure. But I'm going to answer it. So River said, do you believe you're safe in society if Go to John had been acquitted? I don't think he should have been acquitted. He was guilty. He stabbed Dee Dee. He admitted to stabbing Dee Dee. So he shouldn't have been acquitted. No. I just don't think that the sentence that he got, given the situation, given mitigating circumstances, was the just sentence. That's what I'm saying. He's guilty, but I don't think he got charged correctly, and I don't think the sentence he got was just. That's all. And I don't want to convince anybody of any. That's just how I feel about the case. And everybody, of course, as you know, is always entitled to their own opinion. And I respect everybody's opinion. So, and you're right to have one, because I don't want anybody telling me I can't have one. So I sure, and or that I don't have the right to express my opinion. So I would never do that to any of you guys. You do not have to agree with me. Echo chambers are boring.
I watched
Especially
like a
when-
10-minute video from
Did
Lifetime
you?
today. Yeah.
Mhm.
And they had me feeling sorry for Gypsy. I was like, whoa, they are good.
Well, I'll tell you this. Curious Jen and I were talking last night after the live, and we were talking about how it's how anybody, if you can make a video, shit, you don't even know how to make a video. If you present something in just the right way, you can influence the way people think, one way or the other. So, you know, I think that I feel bad for Gypsy. I want people to be I want to make this very, very clear. I do feel bad for Gypsy. I do agree that Gypsy is a victim, but that's not all that she is. Like, I don't think that this case is that cut and dry. I don't think it is that black and white. I think there are many, many hues of gray in there. And so I think that this is what I'm going to do, you guys. And I was talking to Jen, Curious Jen, about this last night, and I hadn't had a chance to tell you, Allie. I am working on a video. I've been working on this video for a very long time because I want to give you guys all of the stuff that I know that they don't really actually talk about in the interviews and stuff with Gypsy. Okay. Along with things that Gypsy and Nick have each said themselves. And from there, you guys make your minds up. And I'm going to present it. I'm going to premiere the video, and I'm going to turn the comments off because I actually don't want to talk about Gypsy anymore. She did what she did, and she paid her debt to society. Whatever the system decided that she was going to get 10 years, and that she was going to get, and that she had to serve 8.5 of those, and 85%, and then she could be eligible for parole. And that's what happened. And that's what is. Whatever happens from here on out is up to Gypsy. She can either take this opportunity and make the most of it, or she won't. And neither one of them I have any control over, nor will they affect me one way or the other. So I actually don't want to talk about her at all anymore. And I want to be done with it. And that's why I'm just going to put this video out for you guys and be done with it. Although I did agree to talk about the docu-series with Melissa Jade, but that's more about the docu-series, and I want to not about her case. Everybody, the case is the case. She got what she got. She served her time, and I'm done talking about her. I'm over it.
I know some people that feel, I saw that too, Stevie Grace 1111. I know some people that feel completely not sorry for her at all and that she should have gotten more time. And I know people that feel the complete opposite. And I think that it's just good we respect everybody's opinions and, you know, feel how you feel. It's interesting, I think, though, knowing some of the things that aren't talked about as much. So, yeah. But you guys, I'm probably going to have to jump off here because my dad texted me and asked, he's wanting to turn his security cameras on, and I'm in the downstairs. And I can't get it. Can't get back on my phone.
Out.
Yeah, I only have
booted.
I only have one parting thought, and that's just an example of my twisted sense of humor. Is when I heard tummy tuck, I thought, oh, that's what Aunt Brenda said. That's what Aunt Brenda was talking about when she said she was seeing a surgeon.
Oh
no, that's not true.
Bing,
That
bing,
was that was bitchy and rude, but it's just what happened in my brain, as people would say.
Is that why she went to Mexico?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of people do that, actually.
Yeah,
we love you,
they do.
Tammy.
Oh,
I mean, I don't want to make fun of
you.
anybody who's having the trouble that she was having, for the reasons that Julie went over there, right?
Yeah.
Right.
At the end of the day, she is a human being, and I don't wish harm on anyone, not even Aunt Brenda, nobody.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no.
But after, hours upon hours upon hours of processing Leticia's jail calls, my sense of humor gets a little more twisted than normal. And so that's all I could think about is, yeah, she's seeing a surgeon, all right.
Yeah. Pretty
That is
clever
funny.
though.
That is funny. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys, and thank you for having me, Jen, and thank you, Jen, for processing the calls and all that, and thank you all for helping us get them and conversating with us about them. It is so interesting. It really is. So yeah, pretty cool to have this side of things, especially
Yeah.
these particular ones were very interesting. But
Right. Especially these. And I feel like they're probably going to get a little more interesting as we go through the months.
yeah, I'm so excited for the next one. I can't wait.
Me too.
So yeah. All right.
So remember, tomorrow night we're over at Allie's. I'm sure Allie's either going to do 7 or 8, right, babe? Because it's a school night tomorrow, Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. I'll let you go. I'll talk to you guys first, and then I'll let them know.
All right. Well, to answer you, then because I don't know, but I'm going to answer River because I think it's a good question and deserves an answer. So River said, okay, but do you think he is a violent person? I'm going to tell you what I think. Because I don't know Nick. Nobody, this is what I'll say. I think for Gypsy and Nick, this is most likely a situation full of circumstances. I think it was the right combination of situations, circumstances, and everything at the right time. Do I think that Nick would be there? He doesn't have a history of violence. No, but he's clearly capable of being violent because he stabbed Dee Dee 17 times. But I do, yeah, he's obviously capable of it. So what I think is, I'm not saying that he should be running around free. What I'm saying is, I don't think that I think he should be eligible for parole. I do. But if she was, I think that he is definitely capable of violence. We know that he stabbed a woman 17 times who was asleep. But do I think that he would have done that on his own? No, I don't. But it does give me pause that he could be. I think it was the perfect storm. That's what I think. I think it was the perfect storm. I think it was the right combination and set of circumstances that came together in a very awful, gruesome, and very violent way. And while I can agree that everything that Dee Dee has been accused of, if true, we know that the fraud was true because if Gypsy wasn't disabled in any way, shape, or form and she was getting Social Security disability, that's fraud. We know that's true. There's some debate as to exactly what surgeries, procedures, etc. Gypsy had, but if she had even one that it wasn't necessary, that was wrong. The way that she was taught to lie and to manipulate, that is wrong. But at the end of the day, we don't punish those crimes with 17 stab wounds. So she didn't deserve to die. It's not up to, that's not the right kind of justice. Vigilante justice is not right. That wasn't self-defense. She was asleep in her bed on a ton of sleep meds and medication. So, I mean, she was probably at her most vulnerable and probably at her weakest in that moment. So, it's a sad situation all the way around. And I don't think that there are any real, super cut and dry answers for this because there's a lot of stuff that we don't know. There's a lot of things we don't know for sure on both sides.
Yeah, I know.
On both sides. I hope for Gypsy's sake, I really do. I hope that she makes the most of this opportunity. And I hope that she, does what she says she's going to do. I heard Christy, her stepmom, give an interview on News Nation the other day and say that Gypsy wants to advocate for other children. And I think that's great. I think that's great. I think if she wants to give back, that's great. And there is an element to Gypsy that scares me. The fact that she was able to convince so many people of different things at different times is kind of scary, because Gypsy did her own bit of manipulating as well. And I'm not blaming her. I'm not shaming her. She says it herself. These are things that she admits. So it is what it is, you know. But Dee Dee didn't deserve to die that way. Nobody does. It's not up to us that way.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, all right, that's it.
Okay, I was gonna say, because I know I'm keeping him up and I feel so bad.
I know I got to get off of here. I got to get to bed.
you
I have to finish that video tomorrow. It has to be done. I need to be done with this.
All right. Good night, you guys, and good night, chat. And I'll see you guys soon.
All right. Good night. Bye. But self-defense is in that moment. In that moment, Dee Dee was not a threat. In that moment, Gypsy could have, and so could Nick, both of them, could have walked out of that house and never looked back. They could have absolutely done that. She was not an imminent threat in that moment. And she wasn't the first person. That's right, Lil Red. She wasn't. It is what it is. We're all not gonna agree on this. And we're all gonna see it in our own way, in our own you know, and that's fine. And that's kind of why I just want to put this video out. I mean, obviously I want it to be quality. I'm not just going to throw some, you know, video together all ramshackled and stuff. It'll be a good video. And then I want to be done with it. I want to be done with it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. So with that being said, thank you guys all so much for being here. I appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, give your girl a thumbs up. I need it. It keeps me in the algorithm, and it's a free and easy way to support the channel. Thank you, Crime Curious, for all of your hard work that you do to put these calls together and get them out for us. And I appreciate that very, very much. And I will see all of you guys over at Alex Erickson's tomorrow night. Be on the lookout. Make sure you're subscribed so that you get the notification. All right. Good night. Bye.
Bye, guys.